It's actually the opening command for all of the airlocks.
Gareth, they weren't supposed to know that yet.
Well, you press the button, now they'll know.
Well, now it's too late. Dang it.
The question is, who did the captain assign to airlock duty this week?
What?
You.
Me. I'll
was
do it.
I was going to say unit hello, but okay. Claude has pressed the button. I like how that's the first, the only, and last entry that that Vibers ever makes. Claude has pressed the button.
Vipers doesn't make many entries. He keeps on accidentally giving away his contraband secrets.
Contraband?
No,
I have no idea what you mean.
You can't prove nothing.
Well, not until you accidentally talk about it in the official log.
I've not made anything in the official log.
And live long and prosper to you too, suitable substrates. Thanks for tuning in. Apologies if you tuned in last week and didn't find me. I suddenly fell ill.
No, you
I
see,
mean
you suddenly
suddenly.
fell into a wormhole, and now you've come back out.
Well, yeah, let's say that. That's a lot more cool than what
Hopefully there were
actually
no
happened.
worms involved.
Well, that's between me and my GP, I'm afraid. But with such healthy thoughts, where are we going with this? Everyone who's tuning in is now scratching their heads. Anyway,
He's not dying, folks. We can promise you maybe.
do we have everybody? 1, 2,
Apart
3,
from the captain.
4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, we do. Awesome sauce. Everybody who wants to hear Sirenscape can hear Sirenscape currently.
Oh, good point. Thank you.
I'm gonna take the silence as, oh hell, I knew I forgot something. Tell you what, I'll give you an opportunity to get there by taking us over ever so briefly to the intro video that'll give folks who haven't plugged themselves in yet time to do so. So we'll see you in a couple of seconds, folks. Here's that video. Hello and welcome back, folks, to the further adventures of the USS Navis. I am MJ the GM, otherwise known as Matt, and I will be your games master for this evening. And with me, as usual, are my accomplices in all things silly and sci-fi, my players. Welcome, guys. We are short Webby for the moment, but we'll make that up pretty soon, I'm sure.
It's all downhill from here.
Just want to confirm now that folks who are signed in can hear the Sirenscape,
Yes.
Yep.
and that we've got the familiar ship rumble also being piped in. Nicey nice. Before we get started, I'm going to do one of my usual plugs, and I'm going to preface this with I am in no way affiliated with any of these guys, I just think it's a really cool thing to do. So here we are. At the Doctor Who book mega bundle for 2023. These guys have put a huge bundle together of not just novels, but also some of the Big Finish audio productions and the books from the Doctor Who Adventures Through Time and Space role-playing game by Cubicle 7, so all pretty groovy, and goes towards BBC Children in Need. There's another 9 days of this stuff, so if you like Doctor Who and you think of giving to charity, then here's your chance to do so. And there we are, that was my plug. So, hang on, there was a Badoop. Yes, indeed. Thank you very much, Navis. So, righty-ho then. We ended one episode and we're starting another, but before we get started on starting another, we shall get into some science, I think. So, if memory serves, I'm going to have to check my notes on this, we hadn't quite finished with creating holographic torpedoes, and we were very close to finishing Dr. Bertram's next line of research to do with making the radiation plant as an organic implant.
Yay.
So, how about we start with that? So,
Cool.
going back to what I have mentioned before, there more than likely is an actual rules as written form of doing this kind of thing, but we've been doing it this way now as kind of like a part-way juncture between what's in the book and what's suggested, that it's our own thing now, so if there are those actually looking at the Star Trek Adventures core rulebook and going, well, where's this? All in my head, folks. It just came from my head.
We own this now. No, copyright included.
So, basically, yes, it's called the Navis Do Science.
That is the name of the entire role-playing game system. And indeed now the name of all role-playing game systems.
At least the
Wait
ones
for the
that
movie.
Just, well, you know, the Navis Does Science, the movie. I like it, the motion picture. People going, I swear, Star Trek has gone downhill since... It looked really good when we had Strange New Worlds coming in there, but now who are these guys?
I think the Navis is far superior to Strange New Worlds.
I don't know how I'd feel if someone actually made a Star Trek TV series based off this adventure. I really don't.
This crew?
Depends on what the royalties were like.
What we do know is it would be animated because they can't do a live action version of Nova contraptions.
But see, the important thing is, in the true sense of the selfless, non-capitalistic utopian is Star Trek, how much money would we get?
You didn't see the contract you signed when you agreed to play. Matt gets full royalties.
Well, I was going to say, it's kind of hard to pay likeness rights when none of these characters are based off our likenesses.
Don't you bring your logic and facts into this argument?
Alex, you could have made us look a lot cooler than we ordinarily do. I mean, granted, the face that these guys see more often than not is my mug, so, you know.
Well, we all know Jan's is accurate.
Well, because Jan is blue?
To be honest, given now we know what Jan looks like, I'd say he's probably better looking than his actual token.
Ooh. Jan, I think you pulled it.
I think the real question is, how much of the show's budget went to hire Patrick Stewart as Gregory Latude?
Most of
And then to pay him to put a bucket and a moustache on.
He volunteered for that role.
We told him it was Galaxy Quest 2.
Oh dear. Wow, we were going to get science done, but comedy happened instead, so...
We call it a sci-fi comedy.
Like Galaxy Quest.
Coincidence would have it, yes. Quite.
Orgrim's hammer, what a savings.
Oh dear, they're going to have to avenge my death soon enough. Let's get science done. let's get some science done.
Let's
Okay.
all go to the lab.
So this is one of Bertram's experiments, one of his science projects, I should say, and before he's had some of his fabulous female assistants aid him, both on and off duty, apparently, so we're led to believe. But in this instance, we are looking into creating the organic implant to resist radiation, building on the botanical-based organ templates that Bertram had created in a previous experiment. So we were on the biotechnology line of investigation, and we had come pretty far down it, so I suppose we just continue as we were going. Is Bertram asking for help from anybody in particular?
I think at this point had had the same assistants on this for so long, it'd be unfair to boot them off at this late stage.
So, Fizal and Eric. Okie dokie. At this juncture, it's not just Ensign Jean Eric that's giving Dr. Bertram the stink eye, it's all 5 of Fizal's husbands, all the Bravos. One of them's the
Dr.
Chief of
Bertram.
Security, that's all I'm saying.
And Dr. Bertram, in true Doctor style, is completely oblivious to all of it.
Alright, so, Alex, since you were in first, you can get your pick of being either Fizal or Eric.
Yeah, I'll go for Eric.
Okay. And Davis, since you were next in, you can be Fizal in that case. Both of these ladies are giving us reason and science, I think? Yes, both of them reason and science. I'm not sure either of them have foci that apply, except for maybe Fizal, who's got genetics. Yeah, so Fizal will be able to use genetics as a focus in regards to this. So there we are, there's Eric. Oop, she's done well, 1 success.
I'm trying to find Fizal.
She's right by here.
That's why I can't find it. Oh,
You were looking in the engineering section, which is,
I was looking.
I admit, that's
the
your
hell?
usual haunt.
Right.
Where's Fizal? She's not in amongst my guys.
What we roll in science and
Reason. Pretty much what she's already got selected. 1 success. Righty do. So that's 2 successes so far, so the rest is up to the Doc himself.
Successes.
5 successes altogether, which means the last bit of work has been done. The numbers have been run. The simulations have finished, and you've finally gone to growing the actual plant, and you have obtained favorable results. It works.
Yay!
You've reached the end of this particular research. Not quest. I was going to say quest. It's not a quest.
We'll call
Science
it
quest.
Science
we'll call it
quest.
Space. Maybe if I called the lectures that, Moss Quest.
You might get more
Instead
people
of-
coming in.
You're hoping your name will grow on
obligatory-
people.
Matt,
Hello.
side note, Edwards needs to come in for a very, very painful and unfortunately long, drawn-out medical thing, I believe. I'm going to extract his some part of his brain that represents humour and replace it with one that works.
Ooh. Ouch. And I mean that
Yeah,
literally,
but
because
that's
you were
just-
going to,
Bertram doesn't like people joking about his plants.
Well, his in a similar
you're
fashion,
pretty
it
green.
turns out his plants are no joke because you've succeeded again.
Just 'cause
Yep.
you're like human.
And on a completely unrelated note, Captain, just passing on a potential staff problem. I've heard a rumour that our chief medical officer wants to perform non-required surgery on one of our crew. Something about a sense of humour transplant?
Or a sense of humour plant, considering what we're talking about. There you go, your next science project. A plant with a sense of humour.
Next science project, I'll just put step 3, Jonathan's brain.
Alrighty. Okay,
I would like to say this Doctor Who bundle is amazing.
The Doctor Who bundle is really cool.
I just got it. Wow, it's awesome.
As someone who's been a big fan of the Big Finish audio since I was literally living with Matt about 2 decades ago, I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah, it's worth it.
I got some of Cubicle 7's Doctor Who Adventures in Time and Space RPG, but this bundle's got all the Doctors by the looks of it. So
I know, it's awesome. I love that game. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I'd never had the chance to play it. I was looking to maybe at one point run one, or convince Gareth to run one, but it never manifested. So there we go.
Yeah, Gareth.
Yeah, Gareth. It's your fault.
Yeah, it's my fault. Yeah, well, I can run it if you want, but it's gonna be very, very lore heavy.
Well, that was why I was going to ask you to run it, because I knew if I ran it, I would have to read up on all of the Doctor Who lore that there ever was, because if I invited you to play it, you're going to be there with your checklist. Yeah, I recognise that. I recognise that too. I see what Matt's doing there.
Because I'm sorry, Matt, you cannot do that. It contradicts a piece of lore that was given in 1973 when Tom Baker did the opposite.
God damn it, Gareth! You're making it so hard for me, man! No, I would have pretty much relied on you, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway.
If you want, I'll look into that system and at some point come back to you about running one when...
Well, the bundle's right there.
I will.
Nevertheless...
I will not do it now. I do not wish to be distracted from this game.
Yes, indeed. Nevertheless, we have one other science project, which was Vibers and Co.'s proposed hologram torpedoes. Mike, we can hear you eating chips.
Honest.
I'm not eating chips.
He says with a mouthful of chips.
I'm just a crisp.
Quite.
So where were we up to with these? Because
where were we
not
up
as
to?
organised as Gareth, I don't take notes.
Right, so you had identified 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 possible avenues of investigation. Holographics, obviously. Torpedoes, again, obviously. Electronic warfare, because they are a form of electronic warfare. Infiltration, because they do, kind of infiltrate an enemy system. And security protocols, because they need to be able to overcome an enemy's security protocols. So, if I remember, the idea of these torpedoes was basically to ram a ship, and then, once they've drilled into the hull, unleash a whole slew of distracting holo projections to make the enemy think that they've been boarded or some such.
Yep.
You were currently pursuing, well, anything, really. Tribbles, if it's a Klingon vessel, certainly.
But you everything. We'll make everyone fear them.
Everyone shall fear the Tribbles.
It's fine, we'll fill them full of battle Tribbles.
Like the one in the end of Season 3, not the end, it was like the last but one episode, I think, of Star Trek Picard Season 3. Because apparently Starfleet intelligence can't keep its hands off of anything. Including dead bodies. Anyway, you were investigating the Torpedoes Avenue, so I believe that's why you had Lieutenant Commander Claude as one of your helpers. Because he is the one who uses shipboard tactical systems.
Yep. So I think we'd finished that investigation.
You had not yet. You were about 2/3 of the way through. But you can either carry on or you can abandon it for a new avenue of investigation.
Let's carry on, because this seems like the very best approach.
Okay then, do you want Claude to continue helping, or do you want to pull in someone else?
I will need a Claude. I need someone who can shoot a torpedo in a straight line, so...
Somebody with pretty good security rating, like,
Yeah.
the captain?
Possibly?
I mean, Fazanan's another one. He's got pretty high security rating.
I say, surely the captain objects to the moral principle of it's not exploding enough.
Webby?
Fitted a quantum torpedo as well, just in case they don't go off.
Excuse me. Well,
It holograms the party singing happy birthday, and when the last bit it explodes.
so yeah, those. If you want those with their high security, then
If you can help on this one, that would be great.
He's happy to be involved, he's just eating.
And
not.
Oh, you're not. Okay.
Eating. That is eating. Oh, well.
let's be clear here. I am not eating. I am happy to help.
The captain was saying he's
The captain is eating, and the captain is not happy to help. No, wait, the captain is happy to help and is not eating. No, the captain is eating and is also. I don't know. I'm lost.
Why are you
I'm
turning
happy
this
to
into a
eat.
Monty Python sketch?
It's like a vaudeville routine.
Who's eating?
Dear me, my knuckles. Right. Okay, so you've got 3 very security heavy assistants to try and help you with this. So this is pretty much going to be reason and security, I reckon, from the 3 security types, including Claude. Sean, since you came in not long after Davis, let's have you be Claude, shall we? Reason and security, if you could, with, I don't know, the focus on starship weapon systems. Why did I go silly Sean Connery there for a second?
Why not?
Why not?
Gil?
Ooh.
I've got to focus on security protocols. Can I use that?
Yeah, that sounds good to me. One success. It looks like the captain is granting any other character they communicate with a point of determination. So it looks like Vibers can spend a point of determination on this.
Cool.
And the captain gets that point of determination back. So you get a free point of determination without spending one.
Cool. I'll make sure I do that after the captains and Claude's rolls.
Claude has rolled and given us no successes, but then Cabal gave us 1 success. So if we can get reason and security from the cap, 1 dice. Excuse me. Any focus?
Shipboard tactical? You got it?
Battlefield tactics, Starfleet protocols. Not really. This is kind of outside of the box for, you know, standard tactics. 1 success, there we are. 2 successes so far. You've probably got another guaranteed 2. So that's, whoa! 7 successes in total. That was one hell of a final run. So, you have come to the end of this particular line of investigation. Now, you haven't got what you wanted out of it, the final finished product, but what you have actually obtained is now a working understanding of what's going to need to be done for the torpedoes themselves, what kind of casing they're going to need, what kind of propulsion they're going to need, and how much room there is to spare for fitting in the infiltration system and the independent power source that's going to be running the holograms. So it's all been very illuminating. These are going to be slightly bigger than normal torpedoes in order to accommodate the extra computational power, the extra power source, and the fact that they have to be really, really thick and have some kind of almost like some kind of like diamond-tipped plating on the nose of the torpedo, so that it's made to breach hull rather than turn into energy and detonate. So this has been useful but ultimately it hasn't resulted in the end that you wanted. So that's one avenue of investigation done. So you can either pick your next avenue of investigation, holographics, electronic warfare, infiltration, or security protocols, or you can leave that till next time. Don't have to decide now.
I think we'll be going down holographics next, because it sounds like we know what the hardware needs to be to make this happen. But now we've got to figure out what will actually fit on it.
Very good, very good.
Because I doubt I can put a colony of 100 EMHs on here. I don't think it'll fit.
Yeah, quite. Alright, but very promising, like I said. So, that brings us to the end of the existing scientific projects that you guys had going on. Does anybody else want to start? Anybody that hasn't done anything yet? Want to start any new projects? Does Nova want to start a new project? Does Ori want to start his own project? The first one?
I think he should at some point.
Well, you know, have a good think. What kind of innovative modifications or systems you'd like to maybe try? Starfleet's full of scientists, after all, so flex your science muscles. Do you have any idea what kind of thing you'd like to do, or do you want to maybe go away and think?
I need to think about it.
Okay, that's cool. No problems there. Does Edwards have any other projects?
I don't have any ideas at the moment.
Because you've done pretty well with both the sound gun and then loading the sound gun onto the ship as a weapon, so you've done pretty well for yourself.
Not really had much opportunity to use that, I think.
No, but you never know. You never know. So far, so interesting. I want to create a block on communications to the transporter room. People interrupting my lunch for dumb things like emergency transports and direct transports from the bridge to sickbay. Poor Gregory Latude.
I felt that was rather in character of him to request.
I was going to say, you beat me to it, Davis. Denied.
Submit these requests to the first officer.
Greg, as much as we love you, no. Go back to your room and think about it. Yes, well, maybe we'll talk about that posting to Starbase 84, eh?
I want to get that posted to Deep Space Nine. Nothing ever happens there.
Well, considering the times that are currently going on in the wider galaxy at this point, it might not be the most quiet of places to go, most definitely. Nevertheless, anybody else got anything else they want to do? Nope. Alrighty, 2 double whiskies to transporter room 1. Nice. Alright then. Before we get into this episode... Actually, no, this is going to be pretty much the start of this episode, but the last episode, some weeks ago now, was the episode where you found yourselves looking for the Lost Vulcan science team, and you found the world enshrouded in darkness. It has taken you about 2 days to come back from that planet, and you've submitted your reports ahead of time, but you're now back... excuse me, you're now back at Narendra Station, so I'm just going to put us on the station. Just turn the tannoy down a little bit as we're going to the main offices of the co-heads. Yeah, and of course, yes, there was that incident with the holodeck, but we don't talk about that. Let's see if we can't quickly move everybody to the co-head offices on Narendra Station. Currently loading for me. Okie dokie, cool. Do I have everybody? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, I do. Okay, so as soon as you guys made dock with Narendra Station, you were summoned to the Admiral's office. Excuse me. And so, you find yourselves in the office, as per usual. When you do get there, you are kind of all just standing around, loitering around, and there's a good degree of, I'm going to say, shouting coming from the Admiral's office, but it's not two people shouting, it's one person, a male, shouting very, very loudly. As soon as you guys come in, Admiral Hebert's assistant, which some of you know a lot better than others, she detaches herself from her desk and comes. Have you ever seen people run at you without running at you? They're doing like a brisk walk, making it look as if they're trying to cross the space quickly, but not look as if they're in a hurry.
Sort of.
Yeah. So Shorey crosses the distance as quickly and yet as nonchalantly as she can with a stack of data pads in her hands, and when she reaches you guys, she kind of conspiratorially leans over and just says, the Admiral, as you can probably tell, is in a meeting right now, and probably just want to wait here, give it a couple of moments for her to end her meeting. Yeah. The Admiral should be fine. It's who she's in there with. I just want to give her a few moments.
Is it Captain Blackford finding out that he's not the best captain in Starfleet?
Why, Captain, I had no idea that you were also a telepath.
We all are.
I'm beginning to get that.
The plants that I've moved to Dr. Bertram there, he's looking at them. Are they real, or are they some sort of manufactured office plants?
Those are real plants. They are real ferns. Is this Bertram's way of going, I'm not listening to the argument, I am here examining the plants? Or is he actually examining the plants?
It's Bertram. He's probably more interested in looking at the plants than whatever dumbass politics are going on in the office.
He doesn't want to be furnished with the details.
Chief Medical Officer's log. The implant was a failure.
So, Lieutenant Jeressa Shorey, to those who know her very well, she kind of sits on the arm of this sofa over here and tries to look busy whilst also casting furtive glances in the direction of the Admiral's office. And eventually, the Admiral's door comes open and a certain captain comes storming out. And as he does, he stops there, sees who's waiting in the reception area, straightens. Command positions for dummies, I like it. Blackford stops where he is, straightens his tunic, and then carries on at a more relaxed pace. As he comes past Andrews, he goes, Stevens. Oh, no, wait, sorry. Andrews, I forgot. Sorry, who are you this week? Or do you even remember? Okay, it's probably that you don't remember again. So, you're on a space station in a place where you don't belong, and you are supposedly a captain on a starship. Although Lord knows why.
I didn't realise second-class captains were allowed to stay in this fleet.
I'm sorry, haven't you been arrested yet?
At least my crew is doing the job.
Well, that's actually debatable, I think you'll find.
Such pleasantries, Captain. See, I don't get into heated arguments with my superior officers, because I have respect.
Respect.
But what am I? I'm just a simple person that's impersonating a captain according to my record, etc. Yeah, but Who am I
Remind
to
me,
judge?
which record is that? The record that says that you're a spook for Starfleet intelligence and you've assumed the identity of a dead woman? Was that the record you're talking about?
I think
Whichever
we're due
record-
for an important meeting. We don't have to deal with. We haven't got time to deal with second class.
You've got
Yeah.
all the
Yeah.
time I need to have my say, Commander.
I
Let
can
the
fit you in next Tuesday.
let the captain vent. Obviously, things aren't going his way, Commander. We don't need to stoop to the level of the Bellerophon to go any
Stoop.
further in this conversation.
To my level, you're gonna. All right, you want to go there? Okay.
Not at all, Captain. I'm quite happy to let you continue berating yourself. In front
Berating
of all of the
myself?
actual-
I'm not
Well, you
berating
seem-
myself.
You seem to
Stevens,
be
I'm
trying
berating you.
to stir an argument. I'm quite happy to just sit back and relax and just let you try and make me agitated.
You guys.
Can I try and see where his mind's at this point?
Both the empaths, Nova and Ori, are getting waves of anger, frustration, disgust, in no small measure.
Captain Blackfruit, don't you have a place to be?
I do, as a matter of fact. But first, I think I gotta straighten something out. You people.
Your tie?
You people.
Hmm.
You guys don't see it, do you? You really are
people.
oblivious to just how dangerous to other people you are. You don't see it.
What do you mean, you people?
Yes. You people?
You people, you Navis people. I mean, I could forgive it with the nepotism baby as a captain before, because she probably didn't know any better. But this, well, who knows with this one? She probably forgot. Hey, that's a thought. Maybe I should have done that when I went through Starfleet Academy. Maybe I should have just walked up and said, you know what? I think that maybe I might have been somebody else, but I just can't remember. So how about you fast-track me through Starfleet? Because I was probably a commander in my past life or something.
I think you should just have been better.
Oh, yes. I'm sensing sour grapes, Captain.
Are you finished, Captain? We have an important meeting.
I haven't even started, Stevens. Let's overlook for a second, shall we, that you are piloting one of the most powerful vessels to come out of Starfleet in some time. A vessel that
Technically, I'm piloting it. And the
a
captain
vessel
is
that
not.
you and all of you have seen fit to tinker with. A ship that has got as much destructive firepower as is needed to level this entire station and everyone on it. And you have a power system so grossly overcharged it blows out at every single possible opportunity.
I'd like to point out that that was fitted before we took command of the vessel, Captain. You should really understand and research your information before you start making false accusations.
False accusations? So it's not true that the thing is overcharged and you haven't wired this thing's security system up to your head?
No, the security system is not wired to my head.
The shields are wired into your head, you asshole. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
And you do not have the standard Starfleet issue command override program built into your pad that's in your pocket?
Your security program is far from standard or even procedure, Commander. It is something you and your drinking buddy conceived of on a whim. It was one of your few bright ideas. Unlike the time you started, I don't know, messing with the phaser array, or letting that freak show, and he points to Nova, anywhere near your engines or your power systems. You know, the one who has cobbled together an alien AI and let it loose on your ship?
Captain, I would like to point out that you claim that we are overpowered, but I do believe that we've had occasion to use all the power that we had available. which means we were not overpowered.
Semantics. Okay? You people... You tinker with that thing as if it's a toy. And yet you've got the thing loaded with more quantum torpedoes than I've ever even imagined were possible on a ship. That's the level of responsibility you people should have, and yet you play with the thing as if it were a toy. But let's forget that for a second, and let's approach it from the standpoint of, oh, I don't know, the woman in charge is somebody who has a history of brain-related issues. Like, oh, I don't know, forgetting who she was for like 10, 20 years, who knows. Let's forget the fact that she's ridden the coattails of a dead woman whose identity she assumed. So the whole I think I was a commanding officer in my past wasn't even her life after all. Let's forget the fact that she might even, whether or not she realizes it, still be a spook for Starfleet intelligence. Let's gloss over the fact that this Trill here may or may not be as shady as the Orions he likes to hang out with so much. Or that maybe the only reason you guys haven't seen more censure is because your chief helmsman is banging the boss's secretary. Oh, and don't get me started on the new guy. Or I had such hopes for you. I really did. Someone who could finally come from outside and see the mess these guys have made of their ship and what a joke their command structure is. But no, you've fallen right on in there, and now you're getting treated for multiple injuries because you keep getting passed around the female Klingon crew members like a cheap party favor. And let's not even get near the doctor who's tinkering with a spore that could take someone from one end of space to the other, a project I hasten to note was mothballed for a very goddamn good reason. And then you go and hook your brains up to this thing. Your implants, yes, I know. Implants that can be tampered with, implants that can malfunction. You've tied them into the ship's system. What kind of morons are you? You're the kind of people who don't realize how dangerous you are to other people. And the unfortunate thing about that is the moment you do make that one mistake, the moment you screw up that one and only catastrophic time that's going to matter is the time that you take everybody else of us out with you. And you don't see
somebody needs to be taken out earlier.
Are you threatening me, Commander?
Not at all. It was merely the commander was just expressing his disdain. Captain, I completely understand where you're coming from, and I can understand your resentment towards us. However, Starfleet has dictated that I am fit for duty.
Oh yeah, you got Picard on your side. Well, that makes a hell of a lot of sense. You two port chaos like it was a lover, for heaven's sake.
Philip Stevens died for the Dwarf 359, undertaking a mission that ensured that Sector 001 survived the Borg. What I did in a previous life is history. That person I may well still be, I don't know. But who I am now does not reflect the history or the events that have transpired to this point. I understand that you have frustrations and reservations against how I operate my starship. But then again, I may have conservations and reservations about how you operate a starship. The fact that you are so regulated and to the book means that you don't allow for adverse thinking, which is what Captain DeCass originally set out with. If you have something to vent with against my ship and my crew, you vent to me personally and not to my officers, because my officers report to me and they have my absolute authority to do what they do. And that is why the Navis continues to be one of the most powerful and one of the most beneficial ships within Starfleet.
Say what you will. You people, the only reason you people are still in Starfleet is because we are desperate for hands on deck. but with the Dominion and everything else. If you had any sense of decency or respect for other people, like you claim you do, you would request a transfer to the front line to be the guard at the gate when the Dominion come through. And so when they do, the rest of us can only hope that when you screw up, you take at least more of them out than you do take the rest of us out with you.
I'm going to turn that question back round on you. How come you're not at the front line then, Captain? Why are
Because
you
I
hiding
am
in the...
posted here.
And
Same as
am
you.
I. Starfleet Command has dictated that the Navis is to maintain within the Shackleton Expanse. How do you not know that we've made the petition to be on the front line? At this moment in time, there is no official war declaration. Tensions are on edge.
I know, Stevens. I would know. I have friends in high places too.
You have friends?
Out of my way, Commander. I'm going towards the door. And you're between me and the door. This is your last warning. And that? He points at Nova. The only reason that's still in Starfleet is because a senile old admiral couldn't hack looking after that thing anymore. And now she's been lumped on the rest of us. If you had any sense in your head, you would put her in a lab on her own and let her have no access to anything else.
That happens to be one of our best performing lieutenants.
And he
I
goes.
see.
Charming individual, isn't he?
Shore Jaressa from her behind her desk coughs and goes, the Admiral will see you now. Thanks for not making that awkward.
I want you all to know is that I meant every word that I said. That I trust all of you beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Can I say something at this point?
Of course.
Lieutenant, Aide, the plants that you got here, I'd recommend possibly seeding them with a few samples of hybrid tea rose talisman. It would very much sort of like complement the aroma if you're looking to make the office a bit fresher.
I knew that was coming. I knew something plant-based was coming.
You just completely ignored the whole
I will put an order through, Doctor. Thank you. Oh,
No problem.
She jumps up from behind her desk. Admiral on deck. As Admiral Hebert walks out. So he's gone then, says the Admiral.
Yes, Admiral. It seems that you seem to have put him in a bad mood.
I think it was more than just my actions that put him in a bad mood there, Captain, but thanks at least for sending me some interesting backup.
I'm assuming if we put in a request for conduct unbecoming against him, it'll be in a bit of a queue.
The Captain has a right to vent his frustrations. At this moment in time, he has not taken any major adverse actions, apart from the occasional rumour.
Indeed. And I commend you on the balanced means by which you were all comported yourselves. If only certain other captains had such a command of themselves, we might be in a bit more of a stable working environment. But anyway, I've received your reports for what happened, and we'll send the we'll send the required scientific and diplomatic parties to make contact with that new life form. In the meantime, I've just received some new orders for you guys, which will at least serve to give Blackfoot time to cool down. What with the increasing hostilities at the moment, or the suspected hostilities with the Dominion, especially since they've parked themselves in Cardassian space these days. Fleet Ops have started rotating ships in and around the border to do combat patrols, just to make sure that they stay on their side of the border. But due to the rather tense nature of that duty and the fact that tensions have been rising recently, we try and have people rotated out of those border patrols as quickly as possible, so that we don't end up having somebody with an itchy trigger finger accidentally starting up the war we know the Dominion want. As such, the 10th has been requested to second one of their own ships to the patrol, and that's going to be you guys. 5-day patrol, and as soon as you complete those 5 days, you'll be rotated out, and somebody else can take over for you. You will be heading off to the edge of the border with the Cardassians, closest, or furthest, I should say, from the Romulan neutral zone. For the moment, your orders are to just patrol the area and look out for any trouble, nothing else. Any questions? Well then, if there are no questions, get yourselves saddled up and ready to go for on patrol. Anything you need, bring requisition requests.
Reported in the area?
Not so far, but that's why we're sending you there to look. We've had reports of Cardassian vessels shadowing ours from their side of the border, so just be on the lookout for anything like that. Other than that, report yourselves as you see fit. I know you haven't long gotten back, only to be posted out, but hopefully it'll be a quiet patrol, and all you'll have to do is report on movements of ships on the other side.
I know we had some problems with some of the settlers in that area, along the Cardassian borders. Do we know if there's any settler or Marquis activity?
From what I was last told, any settler or Marquis activity was a bit further into the galactic south from where we're going to be posting you guys, so you shouldn't come across any of that stuff. Last word was, however, that the Marquis were making a fight of it, but were losing ground rapidly. With the fact that the Cardassians are now backed up by the Dominion. But like I said, you shouldn't be anywhere near that specific area, so you should be good. Any other questions before you go?
Don't worry, Admiral. We'll just go in all guns blazing. Obviously, we're a danger to the Federation, so don't worry.
Unlike some people, you have my confidence. Like I said, this will also be a good opportunity for Blackford to maybe cool the hell down. Very well. To your stations. Ready for departure when you can. Dismissed. So, unless folks have got anything particular that they want to do next?
One thing is I'd just like to check with the empaths of how Hebert is feeling.
Okay. Hebert obviously masking a good degree of frustration with the fact that Blackford basically spent minutes yelling at her, which, considering she's an admiral, he's a captain, shouldn't happen. But it's one of those things that Blackford does have enough friends in high places that he can bring pressure. And Hebert at least has been feeling some of that pressure lately, but thanks to a couple of rather influential figures like Captain Picard being sent to back her up, that pressure eased. But nonetheless, she's just had somebody yelling in her face for a couple of minutes, so she's trying to wind herself down, is the overall impression the empaths get. There's very much a stiff drink in Hebert's future when she manages to get off duty, you reckon?
We'll tell her to avoid a specific holodeck program.
Yes. Alright. Moving to the bridge.
Which is the other ship that's in dock?
That would be the Venture.
Yeah, the Venture. Yeah, I'll ping a message to the captain of the Venture to just keep tabs on Blackfoot for me.
Yeah.
Just let me know if he throws his toys out the pram again.
Let's see. Who was the captain of the Venture again? That was.
What year is it again at the moment?
You are currently in the year of. Right, you're in the 50s, which puts you at 2373.
Never mind.
Anything particular you were looking for?
Yeah, I was gonna suggest we see if Lieutenant Barclay happens to be available and wants to need some time on an Intrepid class.
I did have. Here we go. Captain Roger Corbett, pardon me, is the captain of the Venture. There you go.
The Borg incursion of Battle of Sector 001 takes place in 2373.
Yes, it does.
Right,
Now
let's go off to the far-off versions of the world.
Now that you've brought that up, let me. I will give you a little nudge of a clue here. The Borg attack on Sector 001 takes place on stardate 50893.5. You guys are currently at 50654.6. So you're not that far away. But nevertheless.
So, what chaos are we causing the Bellerophon before we escape then?
Let the air out of their tires.
I was thinking about talking to station quartermasters and make sure that they always get the wrong size of self-sealing stem bolts.
Just find the one bolt that holds it together and just take it out like Scotty.
With the warp drive on the Excelsior. We need them to be combat ready. It needs to be something subtle. And self-sealing stem bolts are like a critical item. Is Blackfoot a coffee drink? I bet he's a coffee drinker.
He's probably a coffee drinker.
Yeah, I just think see if we can tweak if we can get the replicators tweaked so that it every now and then it just gives him tea rather than coffee.
Hot. Also give him a permanent 6 a.m. wake up call.
Or Earl Grey tea. No, because that's like
only serves decaf.
Oh yes. No, because that would put the crew in jeopardy. It's...
only in his office.
No. You change the replicators. Whenever you order coffee, it gets tea Earl Grey hot. The message as inspired by better captains.
No, because it'd be too obvious. It needs to be subtle. So it's like every fifth coffee he ever orders is decaf.
Right, I've got one that they won't notice until they're out of port. So that will be good. What I want to do is I want to ship about 3 or 4 big boxes of posters for Captain Picard Day.
Celebrate the
common rooms for all the junior officers to be opened 1 week after they have left port.
Yeah, no, just have it. Because again, it's too obvious that it was us, and that will cause tensions. It needs to be something very subtle. So yeah, every 5th coffee that he orders from his replicator in his cabin is decaf.
Now that's pretty sneaky.
You'll have to randomize it. It can't be every 5th one.
Oh yeah. I'm fine with that. Yeah, it's randomized, random number generator. Which one's decaf?
He'll never know.
I was also going to say hologram program, so he gets the hologram of coffee and doesn't realise it, he picks it up every 3rd one.
It's becoming very elaborate.
Yeah, but we've got people that can tinker and make it, so.
It's not just decaf.
It's obvious.
Instant decaf.
Oh, cheap instant decaf. I don't even drink coffee, and that's just brilliant.
Ugh. I always thought that stuff tasted like gravy granules to me, but there we go.
That's because you got your Bisto and your coffee in the wrong mugs.
Well, quite possibly. Okay,
Ah, decaf.
so
Bisto.
nothing happens to you guys for a good number of days. So I'm going to give Webby something to read. Captain Picard Day.
I was
Genius.
elected to lead, not to read.
Where are you?
That's
You're
not what it says in
there.
your office door.
It clearly does. It clearly says, Captain, I don't know who I am.
Not before we cleaned it.
Carved into the metal underneath it just as reader.
Yeah,
I assigned Lieutenant Edwards to clean your door. It is automatic, and we didn't turn it off.
It just tries to open it. It just.
Ah, dearie me.
So, Captain's log, Stardate 50662.8. We're 4 days into our patrol along the Cardassian border. Our Cardassian friends continue to trail us on the other side of the border, but there's been no sign of hostility. Being this close is the crew on edge, but I'm confident in the Navis' ability to meet any threat.
And it's that point that you get an alert. Which alert? Have I got the right one? Yes, I do.
Incoming message from Starfleet headquarters, Captain. We have Admiral Bullock requesting that we redirect to the Dran Ankos system. Apparently, a research station on the edge of the former Demilitarised Zone with the Cardassians has gone quiet after having sent a disturbing message. We've been asked to about face and make for the Dran Ankos system as quickly as possible.
Understood. Let's alter course, but subtly, so that the Cardassians don't immediately follow Commander.
Aye, Captain.
Okay.
How
So,
long till we reach the system?
not long, about a day or so. And all the time, Lieutenant Ori, when he's on duty, being on the sensor station, will get a continuous reading of. There are almost always a pair of Cardassian ships mirroring the Navis' movement, but only on their side of the border. They're being very obvious about it. They're practically parking themselves up alongside and moving as you guys move.
I would
Including-
bring that to the captain's attention.
Yep.
Well, we'll subtly change velocity just a little bit at a time to see if the Cardassians can match.
Now, what you do is you just prep, and then you just boot it. Let's see how you guys deal with Warp 6.
Maybe we
So
could try
it's-
some of those holographic missiles.
They're not ready yet, and no, we are not starting a war, Lieutenant.
We have there is something we could do.
Loop de loop, says Noah.
Yeah, to a barrel.
It'll cost you a shuttle and about 2 hours of time.
I'm
Go
interested.
on.
There's an old naval trick where you boost the signal of something in the way, and then you cut your own power and let them follow the decoy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to try creating a decoy?
I'm fine with this.
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. So you probably want something like a probe.
I've
Like
got
an-
probe.
You got probe.
Oh my.
Just ask any of the Klingons I was with the other day.
That's right.
Come back to
Can't wait
Render
to see that
Station.
service medal.
Bravery in the face of insurmountable odds. 3 Klingon ladies
Yeah.
at the same time.
And this is why Lieutenant Ori is not allowed nice things.
Okay, so we need a probe, we need to modify the probe, and we're going to need to do some pretty sneaky maneuvers with Helm in order to give the Cardassians the slip, making them think you're going one way when you're in fact drifting off to another. So this is going to require some engineering. It's also going to require somebody with some knowledge of torpedoes and the like, since, you know, Claude's probably the one who's going to be firing the probe. So how do you guys want to do this? Or who wants to do it? Who wants to modify the probe? Preferably somebody... Go on.
It was the commander's suggestion.
The Aubrey surprise.
Yep.
Anybody with warp field dynamics or something similar would be a good choice to do it, because they need to be able to echo a ship's warp field.
I have warp field dynamics.
Oh, there we go then.
Oh, good.
Yeah,
I need a
So,
partner
Ori,
in crime.
do you want to take Ori and Nova if you wish, Commander?
Nova, would you like to help on a interesting
decoy?
decoy mission? Making something non-standard and crazy?
Sure, why not?
Which, according to Blackbird, is going to blow everybody up. But we don't listen to that man.
If he was a really good commander, he would be on something a bit bigger than an oversized exploratory ship.
Ooh.
Which may or may not be a subtle dig at the other crew.
I'm sensing a deep burn.
Report to the
Hey.
doctor immediately.
I only know one Intrepid class that's done really well for themselves,
Yeah,
and it
well,
wasn't the Voyager.
Yeah, that's disappeared. You know, shortly after it launched, it disappeared. Like, great, well played for there.
See you guys. Alright then, so we're going to be modifying a probe. This is going to be a bit of daring, I think, and engineering. What's Ori's engineering like? Not bad at all, actually. Ori's got some pretty good engineering. So let's go with since he's the science, I'm going to allow Ori to do reason and engineering for this, since he's going to be leading the science of how to try and echo the warp field of a ship, whereas Vibers and Nova are probably going to be actually doing the gubbins of the work. Gubbins is probably the wrong word, because gubbins means guts and the bits that work. So anyway, daring and engineering. So it sounds like it's the first officer's idea, so it's the first officer's baby, so he can lead while the other two give me single die rolls. Okay. Nova helps in her own special way. Can we get a one from Ori, please, Mike? Beautiful. Unfortunately, they're both 17, so it's all down to the commander.
But this is before breakfast.
Double fives, nice. A 5 of 5, and he's using determination as well, so that's 6 successes overall. So, Ori and Nova helped, obviously, but Vibers definitely knew what kind of thing he was doing, and you've successfully managed to set up a decoy probe. Nice. With that many successes...
It's a masterful idea for this commander.
With that many successes, you believe you've created a decoy that will probably fool the Cardassians for a good long while. It'll probably be quite a good bit of time before they realise that they've been hoodwinked. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Why are you referencing Master and Commander Far Side of the World, Davis?
That's where I pinched a trick from.
Oh! I've only seen that film once, and I actually rather enjoyed it. So I didn't expect it. So yeah, there we go. There we are. Complete aside.
The old naval version was put a big set of lights and hang your lights off a rowboat, turn all your lights off and turn off in a corner and watch them follow your lights into the distance.
Clever. Righty. So you fire off. So the Navis powers down, goes into like stealth mode. The probe gets shot out, and you guys just kind of hover there or just kind of sit there rather in space on low power, and you just watch as these Cardassian these two Gala class warships, they start moving off, following your decoy, your probe. You give them a good many minutes in order to make sure that you put enough distance between them and yourselves before you power everything back up, and you continue on course for the Dran-Ankos system. Of course, having thrown the decoy, the probe, onto a different course. So yeah, sneaky. I like it. Which allows you to continue on course to the Dran-Ankos system. This also gives you time to play back the recording, the final transmission that came from the research outpost in the Dran-Ankos system. Apparently the research outpost that you are going to be helping out is the Angstrom Research Facility, located apparently on Dran-Ankos Prime, which is a tidally locked planet in the Dran-Ankos system. It's close enough to the star to be able to study it, but not so close that you're in the base is in direct line of any of its radiation.
I assume that the base is on the Terminator then.
Yes, it kind of straddles them both.
The line between day and night, yeah.
Yeah. The final transmission from the Angstrom Research Base was about 4 days earlier. The transmission from 4 days earlier shows nothing out of the ordinary, but the transmission the final transmission which came through, which was audio only, apparently has been identified as coming from senior stellar researcher Amelia Adams. In the recording, she can be heard crying out in agony, and the only words that are intelligible are, "The mutiny failed," and "They're everywhere now." So.
Okay.
So, any information you want to look up on Angstrom Research Base, the Dran-Ankos system, anything like that?
I was like, could I put that recording through, basically just through equipment, just to try and tweaking the sensors to see if I can pick up any kind of faint background noise or anything at all that could have a bit of a clue to what else is going on in the background?
You can certainly try. What you get though is there's a lot of noise in the background that suggests shouting. So multiple voices, multiple raised voices, but
we'll be able to go through them individually, basically cancelling out everything else apart, basically isolating and cancelling out everything else that's playing back individually, to see if I can gain anything from that.
Okay, cool. This is going to be calling back on your communications focus, so by all means give me a reason and science.
Could I use the computer to help? Or the ship to help, even?
You can use the ship to help. Gareth, could you be the ship as per usual, please? The ship will assist with communications and science, please.
Here you go.
3 successes overall, very good. I'm just going to reload my screen because, as per usual, the
threat
and momentum are gone. You didn't see the roll? I saw the roll.
Not the ship's one. I saw my own one.
Okay.
That's
The
right.
ship rolled one
Well, I can
success
see it.
because rolled an 11, so yes. Your connection must have cut out just before Gareth managed to roll, so...
3 successes.
Nevertheless, 3 successes. The noises in the back are mostly unintelligible shouting. Shouting and screaming. There's the sound of heavy objects being thrown, maybe. And it sounds as if by the way that the volume of such conflict going on in the background quietens as Dr. Adams, or Senior Researcher Adams, continues talking. It seems that Adams was in motion, getting away from whatever that confrontation was when she made that recording. Nothing much else is evident except for one thing that does draw your attention, and that's this. It only happens for the briefest of seconds, but it's a sound that's that stands out for the fact that it doesn't sound like it belongs there. And there's this brief sound of what sounds like a squelch, or kind of a squelch, a squooch kind of sound. You can't place it, and the computer can't place it either.
I would forward this to the commander. The commander and the captain, and say it's basically the best I've been able to do to clean up, to isolate any additional sounds. Make of it what you will. No theories at them on my end currently.
Anybody else doing any kind of investigation?
Well, we'll just do the usual checks around any astronomical phenomena or anything that would affect navigation.
Navigation, which suggests... Right, the information that Caval pulls up is mostly due to do with the system itself. Dranankos is a Class T brown dwarf that has only a single planet in its orbit, which you imagine to be Dranankos Prime. Take you 7 hours to get there. The files on record note that the brown dwarf is typical for its type. Stable with an average surface temperature of 940 Kelvin. Other than that, there are no reports of any kind of stellar emissions that the thing was given off to make any kinds of navigational hazards.
What information can we pull up on the colony itself?
Okay.
On the research station, sorry. What were they
on the research
researching? Who was on board? Things like that.
Okay. Information you get on the base is as follows. Like I've noted, on the tidally locked planet, the majority of the structure exists on the night side, which includes housing, recreation, and operations areas, which includes a shuttle bay. The day side contains the research labs. The research facility connects these two areas via 2 surface tubes and a tram system. The staff have a total complement of about 64. 55 of those are researchers, 9 of those are research support staff, under the command of a Vulcan known as Vatok. The base itself has accommodations for up to 75, Type 2 solar shields, and 2 shuttlecraft. When you bring up the mission statement of the research facility, you get research into the deuterium potential in the low-mass brown dwarf. Phase 1, limited photosphere agitation and gas sampling. Phase 2, inversion testing for coronal mass capture and refinement. Phase 3, classified.
Oh, good. More dodgy research that probably shouldn't be being done.
Dodgy? When? It's the Federation. They're the good guys.
You want me to query some people up high and see if we can get the details, Captain? Or
I think if we can potentially get the information on what they're actually researching, it might give us a understanding of what we may encounter.
I'll see what we can do.
Knowing our luck, the star's sentient, and we've just inflicted it on everyone else. You know, that's...
On that note, Latude, I've got a job for you.
So the people in the know, Latude.
Followed by also requesting access to this from our admiral friend who doesn't usually say no to us very much.
Which admiral friend would that be? Horatio Ducasse or somebody else?
Let's go with Ducasse. Anyone got a preference about which one?
I prefer the younger to the older quite a bit, you know, but you have more sway with the elder, so...
Let's submit it to the younger one, younger Ducasse.
Okay, you can submit the report, but it'll take some time to get to her, and whether or not she manages to actually lend any authority to it, or she's got the right authority to it, it'll take some time to process and get back to you.
And in the
Just ask the
meantime...
Admiral that's told us to go there, you know? Now.
Let's ask the Admiral who told us to go as well.
Hey, dude, I need some information in it.
Well...
You called us on vision. We can call you up for clarification.
Yeah.
You come out of warp in the Dranankos system. And sure enough, there's a runting great big brown dwarf. So, the first thing that you notice when... It's a... Oh, it's done that again, is it?
No, it's black screen.
He's a black screen.
It's just a stellar emission.
Yes, indeed.
Oh my. Oh,
We
Stella.
have no vision in this place. Hey.
So as soon as you emerge into the system, Caval's the first one to notice something is definitely wrong. And as does Ori. The sensor readings are somewhat erratic. The brown dwarf is reading a temperature of 1100 Kelvin and appears to be unleashing strong bursts of X-ray radiation throughout the system. As such, the system itself now has the stellar emissions trait, which will make... the brown dwarf is giving off a number of unusual readings, and so anything to do with sensors and the like now becomes a bit more difficult. But
Have
nonetheless...
we stabilized a star in our history? And, you know, I just can't remember now.
You've done a number of things with stars in your history. A good many of them end up with the star blowing up, or sinking into another plane of existence, but, you know...
Yeah, so it's fine. This is someone else's... Yeah, this is someone else's cock up then on a star. Let's make a brown dwarf go Nova, shall we? Yeah, I mean, interesting one.
Get Blackford to fix it.
Yeah, get Blackford to fix it. It's out of our league. It's too dangerous. You know, we're just blowing
We
up.
checked our logs, Captain. This one isn't us. It's caused by someone else.
It's
This
not
time.
the starboard nacelle, is it?
Not this time, sir.
Ah, excellent.
Right.
Both nacelles are accounted for, and Nova is on the bridge.
We know where she is, thank God.
Oh yeah. Sorry, Nova, you need to be confined to a lab. Nothing to do ever.
Last thing we want to do is to have the star go Nova.
Hey, just put Nova on it. You know, what's the worst that can happen?
Right, let me just attend to something. So, now that you're here...
I fully accept Captain Blackford and his observations of my crew, you know.
It's complete. completely unfounded, and not a single word he said was true.
I mean, come on, the Science Academy thinks that the starboard nacelle is a feat of engineering.
Yeah,
Some kind of engineering, yes.
core of
Sane engineering.
The Corps of Engineers said, "Do not bring that back into one of our docks ever, or you're going to be promoted to that."
Put that thing back to where it came from. Also help
I
me.
just don't understand the prototype. All good technology starts at home.
All good technology starts with prototype.
Okay. Anything you want to do now that you are in orbit?
Well, if we've now got high levels of X-ray emissions coming out, that's more of a neutrino than a brown dwarf. So I'm going to say shields up. Let's go to yellow alert.
Matt, if the system's been flooded and Dr. Bertram is going to start preparing anti-radiation treatments in case we end up going down and having to treat people.
All right, good to know. All right then. So, Lieutenant Ori or Nova or anybody else who wants to, let me bring you back to the bridge, can attempt a scan of the surface to see if they can determine what's going on the surface at this present moment in time. So, I don't know. Does Nova want to? There we are. So a reason plus science task with a difficulty of 1 can get you a sensor reading, or attempt a sensor reading of what's going on the surface. And Gareth can give you assistance from the ship using sensors and science.
Sensors and science.
Gareth just leans out the window of the ship. He's like, "Hello."
Sensors and science. We do what we must to spite Blackford.
For the good of only us, because we're old dicks.
Do you know, I really hope that we end up basically using all the power of the Navis to stabilize the star and save the day. So you could put in your report, fortunately, the amount of power of the Navis was just barely enough to do it.
No, because it seems too much, you know, it's too much power. With great power comes great responsibility, you know.
So who's attempting this? Go on,
I'll do it.
Jan,
So
what were you going to say?
I think it would be better if we didn't have enough power, if we had a little bit short, and then we request more power.
Just bring up Blackford, right? Yeah, we need some more power to stabilize the star.
My chief engineers requested more power.
Ooh,
Approved.
nice.
Bit of
Extra
football
momentum
call?
there.
Yeah.
I love it how Nova's in charge of operations and power, and Latouche Fibers is just like, it's my department. Oh no, wait, it's not my department anymore.
Sad
Barbara's
face.
just sending requests for one more warp core. Yeah.
Need 1+1 core. Can
All
borrow
right.
from Carpathia? No.
Yeah.
Lieutenant Ori uses sensors to scan the base, and what the sensors return is that there are life forms down in the base, but the number varies between 24, 47, and 942. Sensors also reveal that main power is down, but the solar shields are still engaged at maximum, which unfortunately prevents the use of transporters. In addition, the base has minimal life support, and everything appears to be functioning off of emergency battery power.
So the numbers of life forms, are those varying moment by moment, or
Yes.
yes? So is there some sort of phase, out of phase thing going on here? Or?
Your best guess at the moment would be that potentially the stellar emissions are preventing the sensors from getting an accurate life sign reading.
Could I do some research or something into trying to fine-tune that and filter out some of those background interference?
You can try, and you can get some help with it as well, maybe.
Yeah. It's Star Trek. We have to try.
Reason and science for whoever wants to assist with this as well, if anybody wants to give it a good old go. This is going to be difficulty 3, so anybody with any expertise with stellar phenomena would be good. Hell, you can even draw upon some of your assistants. Lieutenant Alex Monod has got astrological phenomena as a focus. And he's in Orai's in Orai's department. Fizal has got stellar phenomena.
Yeah,
Eric,
call up on the science nerds.
Let's get the nerds in.
I know Eric's not allowed on the bridge anymore. You know, she might be flirting with the doctor.
Nobody doesn't have anything in that?
Nova.
The doctor's in sickbay preparing
radiation
stuff.
Yeah. Nova does not have anything to do with stellar phenomena. No.
Okay.
Not much more about the physical.
Yeah.
Yes.
But Gene Eric is very jealous of the doctor, so that's why he's keeping Jenny out of active duty. You know, she's got a long-term cold that she's not allowed to report to sickbay for.
Nevertheless, it looks like we've got Alex Monod from Science, maybe even Ensign Fizal from Science, so the Science departments can bring the science, basically. So, let's have... Jan hasn't rolled yet. Do you want Fizal or Monod, Jan?
We'll go Monod.
Monod. So this is going to be, what did I say it was? Reason and Science, with a focus on astrological phenomena. Who can we get to be Fizal? Who hasn't rolled yet? Webby. So you're going to be Fizal rather than Monod, because... So there's Monod. So, Webby, if we can have Ensign Fizal, she's right here.
I can't click on reason. It just keeps clicking back to control. I can't roll reason. What the hell?
Yeah. Well,
without reason.
She's glitching. She's glitching. Hang on. The character's glitching out.
Opposite.
Shut her down.
Yeah. Get rid of Fizal. She's a clone.
What's going on there? What is going on there? She is glitching out hard.
We found the changeling.
Yeah, we found the changeling. Quick! Emergency protocol 1.
Open an airlock.
Yeah, open an airlock.
Let's
Report to Lieutenant Natala that we've had to kill one of her wives.
Oh no.
For the record, Fizal was more like one of her adopted daughters. But let's just make sure that I'm not sure why Fizal is malfunctioning like she appears to be, but I am gonna.
We need to inform one of the Bravos then that we've just jettisoned his wife into space.
Right. So does this match? Sensors, stellar phenomena, starship recognition. Check, and check. All those line up. Yes. Okay, let me just grab this. Apologies for the wait, folks. Right, so that should be enough. Let's grab Fizal's... Nope, wait, it's already there. I don't need to upload it. Ensign Fizal. Where's her image? Should be in this folder. There it is. Right, so that's that. And her token image should there's right, so totally unique character. There she is, Ensign Fizal. Prototype token, link actor data. She is Ensign Fizal. Right, so if I disassociate the one on the bridge currently from the actor and delete, bring in this one instead. Try now, Webby.
Can the ship help too?
Yep, I
Ship can
access.
absolutely help. Who hasn't rolled in a goodly bit? Alex, be the ship.
Oh boy.
Helping, sir.
Great rolls in D&D.
Well, yes. Can we have Alex? If you can roll for the Navis is going to be rolling sensors and science
Alright.
more than likely.
Sensors and science.
So we've had
Sciences.
18 from Mono, 19 from Fizal, 19 from the ship.
Oh boy.
Helping.
All right.
It's all down to Ori.
We don't.
Yeah, he doesn't have a focus for this either. So.
Well, you've got a momentum pool of 5, and you've still got 3 determination, so you've got means and ways of boosting your roll if you need to.
Okay, I would spend a determination. What's that get me?
That will get you an automatic extra dice that rolled a 1, so that'll give you an automatic 2 successes. So
Okay.
you just need to check a box for that. So you've used 1 determination. Let's see. Let's see what's out there as a good value to use to justify using your determination. And we're asking for reason and science. You don't have any focuses, so when you perform task, check the box for using determination value, just not the one for focus. Number of dice in pool can still be 2 unless you're buying another one with momentum.
Can't buy another one with momentum, can he? Because that'd be 6. We've already got 6 done.
You've already got 6 dice, that's a good point, so you can't buy any more, so yeah.
Okay.
Roll 2 dice, but check for using determination.
Oh, that hovered on the 1 for ages.
Oh, there we are! But for successes, you make up for it, and then some. You just get 1 over. Nicely done. Okay, cool.
Alright, just pulls out the console. It's like, guys, you need to turn it on first. That's what he didn't help.
What's the computer's excuse?
So, yes, for assistance on trying to sort out these strange life readings, Ori brings in some of his staff members. Unfortunately, they don't quite manage to to provide as much of the help as Ori would have hoped. So it's basically all down to his smarts, and he does.
To the airlock with you all.
Begone! I have no more need of you.
No science for you.
Can't airlock the crew. The paperwork takes too long.
Oh, and who has to do that paperwork now? Oh, you!
Alright. Sadly, what's causing the fluctuation of the life form readings still escapes you. However, the information you do get is that the brown dwarf is giving off strange readings. The star appears to be steadily gaining temperature, increasing its convection currents, and its surface is starting to destabilize. The process will likely increase over the next 12 hours, at which point it'll start throwing out stellar mass into the system, which will be very dangerous to any ship in the vicinity.
There's no inhabited planets nearby?
There's only one planet in the system, and you're looking at it.
Okay.
Is the core collapsing then?
At the moment, the surface is showing signs of destabilization.
Okay, so that means that the core activity is then increasing if it's not showing any signs of collapse. How do you jumpstart a brown dwarf?
Well, currently with the Angstrom's facilities stellar shields at maximum, transport to the base is impossible without a working pad in the base or pattern enhancers. The main shuttle bay does appear to be open, and one of its craft is missing. That's the base.
Looks like we've got to go down in a ship.
And we didn't pick up on this craft in any of our scans, right?
No.
Okay.
Can we get a channel open to the base?
At the moment, the base is functioning on reserve power only. It has minimal life support. Everything else appears to be offline.
If we go, anyone goes down.
Alright, we're gonna have to send Unit Hello down.
Or
Yes, Commander.
environmental suits and a generator.
Yes, Commander Virus.
I have a slight plan, if the captain will approve. I think we can send them a message on their shield.
Just gonna tap on the shield. Dang, 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 dang. Although, actually, that could work. Yeah, just relaying on Morse code and picking up to see if we can get any signals coming back from the bang. But the shield is on.
Who said Morse code? I'm going to use a very low-powered neutrino beam from the deflector and literally draw with a spark, like a sparkler. What did you do on their shield? It's 10-foot high letters. No, I'm not cutting through. I'm just going over the top so it writes out words.
Genius.
The problem is we need a simple form of communication that they can replicate. They might not have the same technical ability.
Okay, let's go for Morse code on their shield.
The thing is, though, with the shield, is that the shield is going to be quite a way up from the roof of the facility because it's going to have to be absorbing an awful lot of heat. So I don't know whether they'll be able to communicate back.
So, what would you like to do? Claude thinks the first officer needs an ancient invention, the notepad.
Just yeet a notepad out the window and say, write on this. What did you do? Send it back. Kiss, kiss.
Alright. You've got all this information, what would you like to do with it? Oh, I hasten to note, the shuttle bay on the and the research facility is too small for a runabout. It's going to have to be a standard shuttle.
See, we can't risk scratching the Carpathian on this one.
It's only built for a shuttle pad. Challenge accepted, Captain.
How many people are supposed to be on this station?
66, like I said. But it has a
Somehow we're getting 900.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if someone smuggled some of those SETI eels down there, I think we should just go home after last time.
Yes, because your visit to SETI Alpha 5 was most eventful, I have to say.
Yes. And I seem to remember we got the same feeling of, wow, there's loads of life forms around.
Yeah! Yes, the eels.
So what we're saying is you guys are having flashbacks.
It is possible.
You weren't there, man. You weren't there.
Right, Commander, assemble your away team. Good luck.
Of course, Captain. My away team includes the captain. Okay. And I'm saying right here.
I'm not sure the chain of command quite works that way.
In all seriousness, it's like, I don't mind going on some away missions if it needs to happen.
But not ones where there might be SETI
Not
eels.
one where there might be, one where there might be eels.
Alrighty,
Those are the
so...
best ones.
Well,
I will do paperwork for the next week. There we go.
Deal. Most of the paperwork's up to date, but you're taking over the Nova reports.
yes, Nova has her own set of reports that have to be made.
Well, they need to be checked, let's say.
They need to be refined so that they conform to Starfleet regulation.
Or,
Yes, we're not
legibility.
The
Something
crayon.
about you need to actually submit them in English.
They are written in
common?
English. It's just the fact that they're written in crayon on the actual datapad.
Wouldn't they actually be written in Betazoid?
In crayon.
That's what's on the data
In
pad.
crayon, yeah.
In crayon.
Of course, in crayon.
I just
the
really
clever
want to see
bit-
Nova's.
Okay,
The clever
so...
bit is all the crayon on there. It isn't actually the writing. It's a mask. So when you switch between pages, it changes what you do. You can only read it on that pad.
Well, you've got a shuttlecraft and a limited amount of space. So, who appears to be going on this little joyride to the surface?
I mean, the first thing that you could do,
Yeah.
you could take a crew of 4 to set up, or you could squeeze like 6 onto the shuttle and then set up transport. Transport. Yeah, I remember that.
We're
Pattern
gonna need an
enhancers.
awful lot of
Enhancers.
pattern
Enhancers, thank you. Yeah, and then see if you can get some more people on board.
Which
Or just get some suits
suggests
to come with you.
that folks might want to have a look at the equipment section and have a good old think
sled.
about what kind of you want to take. And yes,
The
if
grav
needs
sled.
be, the anti-grav sled.
Okay,
Obvious
we go
choice.
so I guess we go to the turbo lift and go, computer, take me to the equipment room.
You mean you don't just go, Machude, I want the following equipment when I arrive?
Just make legit everything. Just he's sat in the equipment room now, like, one anti-grav.
We all make a grav sled and turn this into Mario Kart. Well,
Oh,
Challenge,
Rainbow
challenge
Road.
accepted.
Just gonna jump out on a grav sled and just Rainbow Road station.
Okay, I'm a bit confused. We can see most of the stuff we need, the pattern enhancers, imagery transponders, the anti-grav sleds. I can't see the anti-SETI eel
Spray.
spray, the bug spray.
Reverse eel spray.
Why didn't I spend some of my science downtimes on that?
well, now you know what you can add next time, can't you?
I'll put
Right.
it on the list.
I guess we'll need suits as well.
I think
Suits?
EVA suits are a must
Oh, yeah,
if
of
it's
course.
emitting high levels of X-ray radiation.
Okay,
Yeah.
I need a pilot.
Take some pot noodles with you. You know, we might actually get a pot noodle cooked on the way in.
I'm gonna take some hyro-lichen for emergency radiation stuff, and I'm gonna take some glow meromycota as light source, and that's my equivalent to the pot noodle, as it is edible.
Okay, I need for the minimum team on the shuttle. I'm gonna need a pilot, and I could do someone who can ask, "What did you do?" in a way that doesn't involve a phaser or a large club.
I can say it in a separate language, but that's about it.
And the club seems to be an option for everybody, it seems, because nobody's
I would-
discounting that.
I would recommend that you take Ori and Nova with you as well, because both of them are telepathic, or telepathic and empathic, and also.
And I need a pilot.
Yeah.
So, who
You'll be
wants to be the pilot on a shuttlecraft mission?
Not me. I have one con.
I can pilot my space.
I'm barely aware we're in a ship.
You just think he's having a hell of a dream.
Just wakes up every morning tripping, like, I think we're flying
This
through
lab
space,
keeps
man.
moving.
Commander, the control for the coffee cup holder isn't working. That's the accelerator.
Yes.
Alright, so who is piloting? I'm going to be Fazanan at this point, I take it.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume
Looks
yes.
like it.
Yeah. As it stands, I think we need someone that's more security heavy as well. So I think Fazanan is the right choice. Get off of the console, Edwards.
I didn't move myself there.
Get
No.
off.
I didn't do that.
Get off.
You're welcome.
I'll take the sound gun with me, just in case.
Do you still have it? Yes, you do.
You know what, Davis? I
one
vaguely
wasn't
know
me.
where you live.
Well, technically, you are one of the more junior officers, so if anyone's going to be a red shirt.
Ensign Redshirt, report to
We
the
actually
shuttle.
have ensigns up a lower rank than
Yes, yes, you do. So.
Are you saying we actually have minions you will throw under the bus to keep yourself safe?
You were about to do that to me, so might as well pass it down.
So Lieutenant Edwards is now just dead man's booting it, just yeeting ensigns into the line of fire. Like, oh no, there's an ensign! Quick, kill the ensign, not the lieutenant.
All right, so we're
People
getting.
who are trying to
so-
get me to be red shirt
Vipers is
moment.
going Bertram is going because Doc. Nova is going as well as Ori because empathic telepathic abilities. Thazanan going because pilot.
The
And
other
science, of
official
course.
regions is Ori's down there to ask him, what did you do in a nice way? I'm there to ask him, what did you do in a not so nice way? And Nova's there to find out while they're not looking.
So
And if that fails, Ori can seduce them.
So what you're saying is, we got a message with people yelling about mutinies and screaming horrendously,
I mean,
and
It could just be one
Ori is
giant
going
party.
down there to spread peace and love.
He's going to do a hula fan dance.
he heard the squelch in the background and thought it meant something else.
Oh, well, now you're definitely doing the fan dance.
Or
I
as,
wasn't.
like,
I was
so
teetering
what
on
did
it
you
before, but sorry, Anna, talked over you there.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think once you've managed to establish a secure landing point, is that we can look to bring additional people on as well.
Yep, we'll bring
So-
a secondary power source with the pattern enhancers.
Okay.
Yeah, who would you like to take additionally with you? So if we take 2, we can send 2. I recommend sending 2 more people over.
All right. Well, you're going to need someone from. Technically, Vibers still counts as an engineer, but technically he also counts as the first officer and therefore in charge of the away team. So having somebody from engineering would probably be a good idea.
Do we have medical?
You do.
Doc Bertram. I know he's a moss man, but you know.
The obsession with plats
Daniel
does
Bertram's on
kind
there.
of.
Yeah.
It's not like we get every starship has someone that's obsessed with plants.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I have don't worry, I have a decent level of medicine, and I have 1 or 2 talents and focuses that vaguely relate to medicine.
The rest is
I mean,
all
from an-
plant
Combat
stuff.
medic.
From
Oh,
an
yeah.
engineering perspective, is that we've obviously got Bravo's chief of engineering. We've got trying to think who else we've got other than Stevens.
Well, Edwards.
We got Edwards. Yep. So there you go. That's potentially another engineering bod.
Yep, I'll probably grab an Edwards and possibly a Stevens when we get down there. It might be Stevens or Court, depending on what the situation's like.
Yep. No problems with me.
So Edwards is going with the first batch, or waiting
No,
for the second
second
batch?
batch.
Second.
Second
Okay.
batch.
Yeah, once they've got the transporter pattern stabilised, is that Edwards and Claw or Stevens will be going over.
All right.
We will be dropping a few convoys en route, just to try and give us a strong comm signal through, even if we can't get full power up.
All right.
I mean, in
Okay.
theory, we could bring the ship. We don't want to get too close to orbit of the planet again.
Convoys gives you freedom to move.
Yeah. I think with the Navis, it'll position itself so it's doing continuous scans on the star to understand what's happening.
Okay. Cool. All right then. So. Wait a minute. Why didn't that work? There we go. So with your team selected, let's get you.
Please make
Down
sure you've all picked
to the
up a
planet.
transport. Whatchamacallit? Pattern enhancer.
I got one.
Cool. So has everybody got the equipment they want to take? Last call. No? Okay. So,
Got EVA suits.
Did we get an emergency transponder?
emergency transponder is what's been recommended, yes?
That's not a bad call. Grab one.
Okay, I'll take that. Did we get a pattern enhancer?
You all need
Yep.
one.
Okay.
Okay.
And I've got a grab sled.
Actually, just trying to ram the grab
Grab
sled.
sled!
Grab
We
sled.
get the grab sled, crewman.
Don't just tie a cable part to it and just have someone sit as it drags it.
You are paying the opportunity cost for the grab sled, mind you.
Ah, it's fine.
One of these days it'll be essential.
One of these times it will be essential.
But it is not this day.
Don't tell us what
spoilers.
don't tell us what to do. If we want to spend the cost to bring a grav sled on every mission, we will pay the cost to bring a
Absolutely.
grav sled.
As long as you're paying the cost to take it, that's fine with me.
20
Okay,
years
so-
from now, but we'd just be like, oh, what's that item we used to keep bringing? It's like the grav sled. Did we bring it on this mission? No. Really should have.
Yeah. The one time you need it, you don't take it. Always the way. Right, final call. Have you got all the equipment you think you need to take with you?
Yep.
Alright then. EVA
I've
suits,
just
pattern
taken just EVA
enhancers.
suit on Stevens. I'll chuck one on Claude just in case. So when
Okay.
whichever one we send over, they've got.
And what was the name of the lead scientist again?
Senior stellar researcher Amelia Adams.
Who was the Vulcan again?
Yeah.
The base commander Vatok.
It sounds more Klingon than Vulcan. The talk.
Vatok, yeah, it kind of borders that line. Maybe he's a really beefy Vulcan.
Oh my.
Best kind of Vulcans.
It's a Vulcan.
Ooh. So,
Lifts.
right, yes. So,
Lifting is logical.
landing the craft is going to require a control and con task from the pilot, please. This is going to be ordinarily difficulty 3, but thanks to Thazanan's talents, it's going to be difficulty 2. Excuse me, continuously clearing my throat.
Let's see. I feel a disturbance in the force. I'm gonna use a star cross.
Okay.
My antennae are tingling.
As if millions of voices suddenly cried out in terror and were suddenly silenced. 2 successes, spot on. Well done, that man. So the shuttle bay doors are open, and there is space for one shuttle, your shuttle, to land, and you managed to land it flawlessly. No scratches.
Yet.
Carpathia just suddenly has a scratch appear on it in the hangar. It's not even moved.
It's probably Lieutenant. It was probably Lieutenant Junior Grade Lenny.
He's pointing out he's got some sort of voodoo doll of the ship, and he scratches every now and again.
Okay. To the research facility, and let's change the ambience, and let's turn off the bridge sounds. Alright. What do you find when you go down there? Well, let me describe to you what you find first off when you open the doors. Just get the... Is the... ambience is a bit quiet. Let me turn it up a bit. At least it's quiet for me.
Yeah, it's quite quiet. I had to turn it off on Sirenscape.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna boost this. This is actually quite... You listen now, it's going to give this enormously scary sting at maximum volume.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. Now that you've landed, it's clear that there's been fighting in the shuttle bay. There is a dead ensign with a phaser burn to his face lying near the door. If somebody would like to give me a control and medicine task with a difficulty of 2, you can try and see or try and determine what killed this man. But the main thing that's obvious is main power is down, main computer is down, and as such, they are now traits for this current level planet map, whatever you want to call it.
I'll pull up my medical tricorder and take a look at this dead ensign. So control and medicine.
Yes, please.
He's dead, Jim.
He has phaser burn on his face.
3 successes.
3 successes.
He's dead, Jim.
I'm sorry. I worked hard for my doctorate to be able to declare that people are dead. Let the experts do this.
Yes. Otherwise, you can be sued for malpractice.
Well, I'm not sure you could do any more damage to the poor guy. He's already dead.
That's what Bertram wants you to think.
Who knows?
Let's not forget the corpse arm breaking scenario we experienced. Thanks to.
Oh yeah, Mr. Edwards just stealing a corpse arm.
We never went back there, so therefore it was a sound investment.
Oh yeah, great. Yay. Yeah, let's just steal an alien arm.
Alright, at this point is there going, what?
He did claim it belonged in a museum.
Right, so, obviously this man died from a phaser set to kill, but there's something else seriously wrong with him. He has a puncture wound on his back, and his nervous system looks like it's been all but destroyed.
Yikes.
Oh.
Professionally.
Yeah, that was a professional yikes, I see, yes.
Yeah, professional yikes.
Okay.
Right.
My
Pause it
professional
very,
opinion
very-
is, whoa.
Logan with a stick.
Pause it only very briefly to say he's dead, Jim. As the actual doctor. Can I have a look to see if...
There's something in him.
Yeah, basically, both for sort of signs that it might be radiation damage from like the star that did it, or there's something invaded his biological system through a puncture wound that may have wrecked his nervous system.
Like a xenomorph.
You can spend 1 momentum to ask such a question, yes.
Okie dokie. Guys, alright with me spending the momentum?
Yep, spend.
Yeah.
Okay, I spend that momentum.
It doesn't look as if the damage he's sustained has anything to do with radiation. It looks like there's definitely there's a puncture wound, and his nervous system has been practically obliterated. It's not immediately obvious what this was, but the puncture wound was deep enough to penetrate his spinal column, and therefore gain access to the nerves in his spine. So
This is so visceral.
Maybe spend another point of momentum to figure out if something is still in him.
I'll give you that for free. Nothing appears to still be in.
Sorry, that's probably meta knowledge, but
I'm saying nothing.
yeah. Sorry, one specific episode just read to mind. Goes, wait, I've started. If it's what Gareth thinks it is, I think we may start feeling nostalgic for the SETI eels.
Eels will be inside you.
Okay.
Ew. But
While
maybe...
I'm getting this long report from the medical people, what's our engineering lot figuring out?
Well, you can put down pattern enhancers in the shuttle bay, no problem.
Yeah, start getting to work on turning on the
You're not on
clicker
board
ring.
yet.
I'll put down some pattern enhancers.
Setting up the pattern enhancers. Nova, could you see if you can find out why either the computer or the main power's down? See what you can figure out.
From here, it's difficult to determine why the main power is down, because the main power is down, and therefore the only thing that appears to be functioning at this point is life support, so you can't get any reading from any of the consoles.
Want to try to restore power?
You would probably need to go to engineering for that.
Well, I've never been to engineering. Could you point me in the right direction?
Well, there's a door, and Nova's right next to it.
Alright, let's go.
Does it open?
The door does open, yes. It's a bit stiff, but it can open manually. And there appears to be a corridor outside.
Let's get these pattern enhancers up quick. We might need them as a quick exit.
Yeah.
Got another
And
few bodies
take
down there.
pics.
is it?
Can we scan for
let's
life
be quick
signs?
because
Go on, Jan.
sorry, I was just going to say let's be quick because somebody is going to go has to go watch over Nova.
You can absolutely scan for life forms if you want to.
Okay.
Nova tries a door, it doesn't open.
Is there a roll for
enhance-
scanning?
That's going to be control and medicine if you want to scan for life forms.
Okay. Alright.
Using the tricorder. One success. Okay. No, that's fine. Give me just a moment. I just want to make absolutely sure.
It picks up on our life signs. With that
It picks up your life signs. It also picks up other life signs, but again, they fluctuate. 24, 47, 942. The tricorder's basically going batty. It's trying to figure out exactly how many life signs there are, but it can't. It's picking up life signs, that's for sure. You're getting definite feedback, but it's unable. The tricorder's unable to determine exactly how many. Right, as far as the other guys are concerned, your pattern enhancers are down. What would you like to do now?
That door locked?
Fibers to Etude, ready for first experimental transport for the guinea pig.
Did Nova
No.
just shut the door on Fazanan as he was about to come out?
I saw that.
Got him.
Right, I'm gonna pause this while I quickly change scenes to get us back to the Navis because we're gonna need
Guys,
the
I gotta
Jude.
call my boss real fast. I'll be back in just a minute.
No problem.
No worries.
Okay.
We're going to go to Latude and the ship to try and see how well we're going to do the whole transporter thing. So, who wants to be Latude? Who wants the responsibility?
I'm good. My doctor said I should avoid responsibility.
Let's have Webby be Latude then, since everybody... maybe Davis be Latude, since he likes him so much. But I will ask Webby to maybe be the ship, and this is gonna be... What was it again? Transporters is a bit weird with what it uses the ship. It's usually engineering and... Let's go with sensors.
Control and engineering from Latude.
Control and engineering from Latude with his focus of transporter operations.
Of doing his job, yep.
Woo! I don't have to work an extra day, la la.
Always a good thing to learn.
Yep, yay.
I thought I detected the the ululation of the free.
Yes. Woo! I'm about to have to work 60 hours in a row, which I'm not happy about, but...
Ouch.
Murder is always an option.
For any and all agencies listening in to this stream right now, he's kidding, honest Gov.
This show is for entertainment and information purposes. It is not for educational use.
On how to murder to get out of work.
The opinions expressed within this live stream do not necessarily represent the opinions of Paramount.
Or the host of the show.
Or indeed MJ the GM, yes indeed. Can I get... Mike, since you've got good news, you can be the ship.
Okay.
Can I get from the Navis, if you can find it, sensors and engineering to see how well it aids with the creating a transporter lock on the surface?
Alright. You foci?
Nothing for the ship, no.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Hell, if the ship starts gaining focuses, that means it's gained intelligence, and that's when we start getting scared. 3 successes, brilliant stuff. You can confirm that you do
finally prove itself.
Right, you've established a good lock on the on the pattern enhancers. You can beam people down to that specific spot. You can neither beam up nor beam down anybody not outside of that specific area. So, was it Stevens and Edwards that are going down next? Yes?
Probably.
No?
Yeah,
Yes.
sounds about right. We don't seem to need extra security people down there yet, so Stevens and Edwards should be fine.
We did take a sound gun, didn't we?
I believe
You've
Thazanan's got
2
the
in your
sound
pocket,
gun.
right?
I did take it.
Good.
It's one on every deck. I've assumed you've got one in your pocket.
Other people are better at firing it than Edwards, so he leaves it to them now. He just makes stuff.
Okay, Edwards and Stevens arrive as Thazanan gets a door shut in his face, and he just sees Nova go round a corner. But yes,
Okay.
taking the scene as you will.
Stevens, Edwards, main power's down, main computer's down. Need to figure that one out and see what happened to the locals.
Okay.
Good luck.
Understood, Commander.
Okay, I'll work on that and try and hook up the power.
Where is Lieutenant Nova gone?
It's alright. Fazanan and Dorai were on Nova Watch.
So leave Nova.
This apparently is news to Ori.
Huh. Well,
Seems we
okay.
have several more bodies in the corridor.
Found the fake door.
Yeah, Nova, that door actually leads a little further on. There's a short corridor that seems to go onwards to another area.
With the engineering tricorder, can I scan to see if there is where residual power batteries are? Because that may suggest where main power actually is.
Sure. That will be mostly from... The main batteries are stored in the engineering section, which... Let's see, where are we? You are currently in the ground floor of the night side. Engineering is a little further on this side of things.
You coming, Commander?
Might as well.
So you're going to need to find a way to get to the engineering section.
Will that be a control engineering to try and get a scan layout then of the potential area?
Yep, sure.
Ooh. Thazanan's already gone. I was going to say, potentially you could set the sound gun to its lowest setting and try and use it like a sonar to bounce through the interior to give us an idea of the map of the place.
Okay, so...
But he's got the gun and he's gone.
Idea. He's got the gun and he's gone. Ah, hell. Alright, so... layout of the base. So housing, recreation, and operations are on this side. Operations includes... let me get the thing. Operations includes medical bay and the main operations center, as well as engineering. To get to the engineering section, you're gonna have to go towards operations, which means you have to go through the medical area. You are currently in or around the area for the door to the south of Vibers, according to what Stevens has got, is down as being the Arboretum. A lot of this area is dedicated storage, but there's also a mess hall at the end. At the very end that Nova is very close to. The rooms that both Fazanan and Nova have passed are labelled as crew quarters. Nova.
Down the curtain.
Yes, indeed. So, if I can just whiz back a little bit, what can you see? So, you come across a barricade. And obviously, there are 2 corpses on your side of the barricade. Just get the right bit. Excuse me, sorry, I'm having a hard time finding the right bit. Aha! So the 2 that are close to Nova, it looks like they were killed by phaser fire.
So I think that recording we heard said something about a rebellion.
Oh.
Mutiny, yeah.
Mutiny, sorry.
Stevens and Bertram, and for the moment Edwards, just south of you, it looks like is the entrance to the tram platform.
Commander? I think we're getting closer to the engineering block.
Right.
Nova opens a door, and it looks like storage. Industrial storage.
I take a scan of these 2 bodies only yet.
Absolutely doodly. So control and medicine.
Oh, heck.
Yeah. Let's deal with Bertram first, shall we? Did you just give me your roll?
3 successes.
3 successes. Awesome sauce. So, right. These guys were definitely killed by phaser fire, but they also have wounds on their neck and back, similar to the dead crewmen in the shuttle bay, with the same internal trauma to the nervous system. That's about when you hear Edwards going, "Oh, help!" or whatever it was he said.
Oh, heck.
Oh, heck! Because now there's... Stevens and Edwards, from where you are, a group of a group of guys who look like they might once have been scientists, kind of all run up to the opening to the corridor, so that you can see straight at them. And the 3 of them are there, basically wielding makeshift clubs from whatever they appear to have found on the floor. One of them is carrying a hyper spanner, another one is carrying a chair leg, the other guy is just carrying something he's obviously just ripped from the wall. And all 3 of them are just waving and going, "Go back! You shouldn't be here! Go away! Leave!" And then they start to twitch. They start to run forward at you, brandishing their weapons.
Like,
Yeah, I think
Edwards, the team, we have hostiles.
So I'm going to throw this into initiative.
Right. Remember, we're following the Blackfoot Protocol. Stun first, ask questions later.
I like the black.
Alright.
I never liked the black fruit protocol.
Negligee.
All right. So, as per usual with Star Trek Adventures, one of you guys goes first, so whoever wants to go first can do so. So somebody nominate themselves.
I think Fazanan is the
I'll
best
be
choice.
security person here.
Yep. Because we didn't send Claude down with us. You know, we said we could bring Claude, but you picked Stephen. So.
He's also got the best equipment for taking them down without hurting them.
Yes, but I would have to move and tune the sound gun and shoot, which would be more than I can do. It would
Unless
be
you
best if
spent-
they appeared in the
Yeah.
momentum.
Unless
But
you
if they happen to run into the corridor, then I can tune the gun and shoot them.
There you
So
go.
maybe the people in the line of fire should move.
What do you think?
If we can get, yeah, we'll try and get out of the way as best we can. But
All right, then who's going first, Stevens or Edwards?
ladies first.
Stevens activates. Right.
Oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, dead man's boots. Send the senior officer out first.
I would have got it in the neck if I ran off first.
Oh, yeah,
That's why I was let her run off first.
Either way, you'd get it in the neck. I think I might shoot then run.
Okay, sure. You didn't have a phaser drawn is the problem. You had your engineering tricorder. So it's a fast action to draw a weapon, and it's also a fast action to move. So, if you want... This is basically what Jan was saying about why Thazanan would rather draw them too. Because it would be using momentum, so...
So tricorder run.
Fast action to move, slow action you can use instead to switch from a tricorder to a weapon.
Yeah, that's fine.
Alright, so it's one of them next.
Then just
and
blame the junior grade lieutenant for wandering off aimlessly on his own again and just opening random doors.
I didn't open the door. I never opened the door.
Either way, unless you guys spend initiative to seize the initiative, sorry, spend momentum to seize the initiative, one of them goes next.
I'm fine with that.
One of them goes next. Let's go with happy features over here. So he's gonna spend a quick action to run, and he's going to swing a weapon at Edwards. It's going to be daring and security. Edwards also gets to roll daring and security.
It means put more into security.
But it is not this day.
Draw?
A draw, so yes, he raises his club, you kind of ward it off as best you can. This guy is just, well, for someone who was waving his hands before and saying go away, he seems to be doing the opposite of going away, but hey, one of you can now go next, so who wants to go?
Yes, please.
Alright then, so let's activate Mr. Edwards. What would you like to do?
Pray Sir Edwards ran away.
Yeah,
hooray.
run away to clear the line of fire.
Okie dokie do. That's a fast action. You can use your slow action to draw a weapon if you want, or...
Yep, slow action to draw a phaser.
Alrighty. Where are you at, bud? You're this one. Okay. This guy runs up and is going to... I'm going to roll a dice. It's random which direction he'll go in. Evens, he goes left. Odds, he goes right. Odds! It looks like Edwards is the favourite. Same thing. Daring and security.
Security.
2 successes. Against 2 successes, you're doing very good. You're doing very well at fending them off. Very, very good.
Training's coming in handy.
Very much so. Alright, why is this? Ah, that's what's wrong. Right, so who of you guys is next?
Do I shoot it now or later?
Well, Edwards and Stevens are reasonably sure there was more than just 2 guys, so...
But I also don't want them to rush up and kill anybody.
Nova would be happy to go and tackle the one we can see so he doesn't get further.
Oh, maybe Nova.
So who wants to go?
I guess Nova.
Nova, okay.
Bell's wanting to wait and be more strategic. It's literally, I'm just going to tackle him. So.
Alright, well, Nova can either use a quick action to draw a phaser, but I knew you weren't going to do that, so... That's not her style.
Not at all.
She's about that lucha libre kind of close-up combat, so let's do daring and security, please. So I got 2, you got 1, which means the crazy guy came off the better, which means he's going to use his bludgeon. 3 successes and an effect, which is knockdown. So unfortunately Nova gets 3 stress taken off, but gets knocked on her butt. Fortunately. Which means it's one of them next. That guy has already been. That guy. Where's this guy? Okay, let's make it this guy. One of them goes next. Okay, let's do the same thing again. Evens. Looks like Nova's getting a. Actually, she's on the floor, so he's running past. Running at the dock. So, daring and security, if you please, Gareth.
Use momentum.
What? Didn't need to. You got 2 successes over my 1 success, so you can roll unarmed.
Use the Sonic.
One effect, one success. The effect can definitely be knockdown, so you knock him on his butt.
Okay, I'll knock him down.
But you also inflict 1 stress. That's not bad at all. Alright, so we've... Yes. We've still got Ori, Vipers, Bertram, Fazanan to go. Who wants to go?
Ori's a lover, not a fighter.
So who's going next then? Is Cabal right
to get going?
Alrighty.
Yeah. Right, let's see. Nova can usually handle herself, so maybe I should target this guy.
Alrighty.
I think I might take a point of momentum.
Everybody okay with that?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, so it's going to be control and security since you're using a ranged weapon, which I assume you're doing.
Yes, I'll use the sound gun.
Alrighty.
Well, which means I have to use the fast action to tune it, and then I'll see.
As long as you're good with that. Oh, hello!
Ooh, wait. Starfleet Medal, or Legion of Honor. Legion of Honor.
Right. Which leaves us with 2 successes, which was a hit. Now, sadly, the area of effect of the weapon will probably not go off, but nonetheless, roll damage from the sound gun. We'll see how we do. Okay, not bad. 1 effect, 3 successes. So it has an area effect, but there's no other enemies close to the one you targeted, so that doesn't go off. Except it kind of can. You can get the one next to Nova, actually. Debilitating and non-lethal. Let me get these up. I keep forgetting these things, but let's have a look just to refamiliarize ourselves. So debilitating means that medicine tasks to perform first aid are more difficult. Fine, no problems there. It was area we were looking for.
I think it's for every effect you get to hit one additional target.
Yeah. So, the attack automatically affects any character or tangible object within reach of the initial target, and then an additional one within close range of the initial per effect rolled. So, 2 guys can be affected with 3 successes. So let's make it these guys. And this one next to Nova. So these crazy guys kind of clamp their hands about their ears and just kind of moan and wail as they are assaulted by this sound blast, but it doesn't seem to incapacitate them. But you did manage to actually get them, which is not bad. So that's all Caval can do. Next crazy scientist would be this one. Again, they're crazy, so they'll go in any old direction. Stevens' turn to get a crazy in the face. Can I get daring and security from Stevens, please? Ooh, I rolled a 20, so that's bad. For me. Good for you. An 8 and a 12 is 1 success. Because I got a complication, that means you won that one, so give me an unarmed strike, please. 1 effect, 1 success. So that guy can be knocked on his butt if you want him to be?
Yeah, why not?
Cool. So he has to spend an action to get up. Alright, so we've got Ori, Vipers, Bertram left. Which one of you 3 want to actually go now?
I'll use my phaser.
Alright, to use your phaser, you're gonna have to use a quick action to draw it, but you've got targets, so you can then use a slow action to fire, so nominate your target.
Not this guy here.
That guy there, nice. Okay, so this is going to be a control and security check with a difficulty of 2.
I'm setting it to annihilate. Let's see.
Are you actually setting
you
it
should
to
take
kill,
that.
or are you just keeping it on stun?
No, of course not. We're Starfleet. We don't kill.
Just thought I'd check. You never know. I gotta check these things sometimes.
Let's see. No focus.
But good rolls nonetheless. 2 successes, bang on the money. Roll your phaser, please.
Alright, so I just click it.
Yes, please.
Okay.
So that's quite good. 5 successes and an effect. You didn't tune the phaser, so no effect actually goes off, but you did catch him for 5. So that was a good shot.
What you get? Messing my team.
Last crazy guy. It's coming out, running around the corner. Again, random direction, going odds, too many. Actually, hang on. We'll go that way. It's going to try and smack a downed Nova. Nova still gets daring and security. Fighting from the ground. 2 successes for the crazy. What does Nova get? 1 success, which means the crazies are going to pile some shots in. Oh dear. Luckily I only got 2, so Nova loses 2 more stress. Bertram or Vipers, who wants to go next? At this point, Vipers has not done anything. He could use a quick action to draw a phaser and a slow action to fire it. Likewise, Bertram. I am going to therefore say it's Viber's turn now. Vibers, you're up. What you want to do?
You know, this works much better when I'm unmuted.
Yes, indeed.
Control and security, draw a phaser, and try and take out that one near Stevens, because Edwards will be able to hold it off, but
Alrighty.
it's already damaged.
Cheek.
No, it's already hurt. It's already hurt, therefore, take out the one that's hurt, and then you can hit the other one.
What happened to ladies first?
We know which one's Viber's favourite.
Alright, 2 successes is a spot-on hit. Roll phaser. Ooh, that's good. That was 7 successes, 2 effects. You didn't tune the phaser, so all we got was 7, and that was enough to incapacitate that guy. Nice. Which one's this one? So he's incapacitated, not dead. One down. Bertram, you're up. This guy's on his butt, so you do have the ease of which to move if you want to move away.
Yeah, other than that potential action, but I'm fairly certain I know what's going on, and I'm trying not to act on that knowledge. So that's why I was kind of a bit hesitant. But
yes, metagaming.
Yeah,
I understand. It can be tough.
Yeah. So what I think, going purely on the evidence I've seen so far, and Doctor, I want to actually try and, if I can, pull out the hyperspray and try and inject him with an anesthetic to try and both knock him out and reduce the stress on his nervous system.
Yeah. It took me a while to mitigate. Yeah. Get that.
I think Webby's just reached the conclusion I have.
Yeah.
So what are you doing again, sorry?
I want to actually try and use the hyperspray to hit him with an anesthetic to basically try and sort of knock him out, but will also reduce the strain on the nervous system from whatever it is that's got in him.
So a really high sedative, the kind that is also a painkiller. But you might want to try the sedative first, painkiller comes after.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how well you do. Control and medicine, please.
Okie dokie.
Difficulty 2 to get a squirming moving target.
Okay. Focus on surgery. Let's go for this.
I'll allow biology, I think, rather than surgery.
Okay, biology. Okay.
Because you're tailoring a sedative. Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah. While he's down, you just basically configure the hyperspray, kneel down, grab his ankle, inject it into his calf, and he starts to thrash, and then he just goes and goes limp.
Okay.
Nice. Another one down. So again, not dead, defeated.
So no, I'm a doctor, not a killer.
Just so it skips that guy when it's his turn. Okay, so that's
cool.
That's that round. Next round. So, you don't have to go in the same order you did before. Who wants to go with you guys now? I mean, Nova can try and get up, or yes, Thazanan can try and sound gun the lot of them.
Sound gun.
All right then.
I shall spend my fast action to aim.
Yep. So you can re-roll one of the dice. Nice. 3 successes, 1 over and above what you needed. You can either bank that extra 1, or you can add it to the number of dice rolled for the sound gun. Damage. Nice. Roll them bones and then roll 1 extra. 7 and an effect. Okay. Oh, extra effect, so it goes even further. So targeting this cluster first. 2 effects means that you can get both of the... You can get all 3. Nice.
Oh yeah.
You got 7. You actually got 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. So they each take 8. Ooh, nearly, but not quite. On that one. 8. Means this guy's down to there. And 8. Ooh, oh yeah, nearly. That was a good shot. The sound gun doing its work, nearly incapacitates 2 of them, but definitely gets all 3 of the remaining crazy guys. That was very good. Okay, speaking of the crazy guys, unless you guys are spending momentum to maintain the initiative? Nope. Okay.
Nope.
Guy on... Well, actually, he's just been hurt. He's gonna run... Actually, no, he hasn't been. Yeah, he's gonna run up to Thazanan. Daring and security.
Can't we just talk about this?
Apparently, no, you can't. I got 2 successes.
Fine.
Can't we just talk this out?
Time to unleash the pheromones.
Or just holds up his arm and just wafts under his armpit.
Yep.
Lovely.
Eventually they will succumb. Unfortunately, Thazanan
Enemies
takes
in
a
that
hit.
direction.
So Caval takes 3 stress and gets knocked down. As this guy basically comes in swinging this piece of equipment wildly, it forces Thazanan to backpedal and basically sit on it. It falls on his butt and skid backwards. Try and stay out of this guy's reach. Which of you wants to go next? Does Nova want to go next? Does Edwards want to go next and try and finish off the guy in front of him?
Yep, I'm happy to do that.
Let's go with Edwards then.
Step back and phaser.
Control and security, difficulty 2.
Nope.
That's good, not so much, that's a bit of a wide shot. You can always spend a point of determination if you want to re-roll one of your die.
Determination.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Alright.
Do that.
You can press the re-roll results button, but just choose 1 dice, because you got 1 success for the 12, you probably want to re-roll the 19.
Oh,
It's a 17 instead,
sake.
it's determined to make you miss. No, I'm afraid you missed. Never mind. Tried, that's what counts. It's who's next of them. It's actually the guy you just tried to put down, except he's very close to Stevens, so he's going to swing at Stevens instead. Stevens, can I get control and daring and security, pardon me. This guy got nothing. He just nearly dodged a phaser blast, which has distracted him, which allows Stevens to get in there. Roll unarmed. Pow! Right on the jaw, knocks him down. He's out.
She's obviously been taking lessons from her sister.
Yes, indeed, yes. Lead with the right. Make sure to aim past the head.
Yeah, lead with the right and then haymaker with... Oh no, because Andrews is left-handed. But the right is the cybernetic. So yeah, lead with the left and then slog with the right.
Which of you guys wants to go next? There's 1 guy left. There's 2 guys left. Does Nova want to go next?
I'd say I'm an overall Faznan.
Fazanan's already been.
I've gone.
Southampton's been, so.
Yeah, sorry, yeah.
Okay. Nova can use
The
a
Nova bomb.
quick action to kip up. And a slow one to...
I think she was Karate Kid and sweep the leg.
Okay, nevertheless, that's a daring and security.
Using the
Going
band
for-
move.
Just go for a finisher, the supernova.
I thought that was the high kick, which was the band move.
It's any move by Nova.
Well, I got nothing, so you should be good. 2 successes. Yep, so you can roll unarmed damage to inflict stress. And you get 4, which is enough. You knock him down. An up kick from the ground. Or as you say, you sweep his leg, and when he lands, you put your other heel firmly in his face, putting him down. Again, defeated, not dead. Which means that's all of them that could possibly have gone, so it's you guys who are next. So who hasn't gone? Ori, Vibers, Stevens, Bertram. So
Okay, who needs to be shot?
the guy that just tried to swing at Thazanan.
I think.
How dare they? Aslan's one of my best science officers.
Wait, what?
Hey!
Science,
Navigation is a science as well as an art.
Alright, PP.
Go on. So, yep. Control and security difficulty 2. I see a 20!
Alright!
Just shoots Fazlan straight in the chest.
Who is in your
You're all
path
very
of
welcome.
fire? I'm afraid it looks like it's gonna be
How many
Edwards.
attendants can he lose?
I was even lying down.
Oh god, it's me.
It's gonna either be Edwards or Stevens because of the trajectory. So I'm gonna roll a d2.
I'm guessing I don't get the opportunity to dodge if I take it.
Not really, because it's a complication. It looks like it's gonna be Edwards. Can I get you to roll on your phaser damage, please? Like,
Sorry.
No, you're not.
he was keen. He was keen. Dang it.
Oh god.
3.
Somebody's going to the brig.
I may as well enjoy it while I do. So, Ori, in his overexcitement, lets loose a phaser shot, which goes a bit wide. It catches a panel to the side of. It catches a panel to the side of Edwards and kind of explodes in a shower of sparks. So,
Someone's quarters replicator is going to be giving them nothing but air fresheners.
Oops. Who have you?
I love it how the junior officer is threatening a senior officer there. Just
I'd
pointing
say
that out. Yeah, just pointing that out, Commander.
For a little bit of spoiler, I put in the talk that Andrews is going to have with Edwards after this when he gets back to the ship.
Stevens,
What?
stop insulting your other officers and take out that scientist, would you?
Yes, sir.
And when the commander says that scientist, he doesn't refer to Ori.
Yeah, let's quickly clarify that.
It's control and security for a pew pew, isn't it?
Indeed, it is. Yes, difficulty 2.
No, I'll save the determination.
Alright, roll your defense.
That's a 1 and a 3. That is a really good shot.
Yeah, I'll put the extra 1 into damage then.
Yeah, extra 1 into damage.
Yeah.
So roll another dice. Because that was kind of pants. Actually, it's going to be enough to drop him. So.
He's on his last. He's already dead.
All right, nicely done. Crazies have been silenced.
Okay. Doctor, what have we got?
Bertram
Razorburns.
is still trying to put the one he knocked out, give them the painkiller to try and again reduce stress on the nervous system.
All right.
I think any injured gather up for the doctor to go over us.
Everybody
Maybe
who
restrain
lost stress can regain your stress.
Yeah, I suggest we restrain them.
Yeah, I'm on stress.
Yeah.
Did we?
Is
Sorry.
the events of what happened with the intelligence breach in Starfleet Command public knowledge?
Well, that would depend whether or not any of you would have knowledge of any such thing without consultation with the ship. So I'm going to go with
Vipers?
somebody with more than likely medical knowledge would be the encyclopedia to consult for that. This falls under. So either Bertram or Ori would be the ones to consult for that kind of thing.
It would be an idea to teleport these to ships, but into quarantine.
No.
Armored.
No.
Now, that's Webby saying no. Let's quite quickly point that out.
Yes, I was going to say, it would be good. This is to the commander.
Could Bertram wreck his brains and do a bit of scanning on these people before he gives that
Absolutely.
answer?
Can I get a... I would like an control and medicine check from Bertram, please. As far as Ori is concerned, let's go reason and medicine, please. Any of your focuses? Xenoanthropology? Actually, xenoanthropology works here, believe it or not. So for Ori, yes, you can get that.
I got
Bertram,
xenobiology, so it helps.
Bertram, for you, it'll just be biology because you're trying to tailor a painkiller at this point. So.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice and nice. Okay, so each of the people that you have downed, you have knocked them unconscious. You've stunned them, but even when stunned, they're kind of twitching, and some of them are moaning, these plaintive, pained moans. So,
it's almost over.
So Bertram kneels down next to the one he'd sedated, and tailors a painkiller and injects it. And for a moment, the man is still. But then, as Bertram gets up and is stowing his hyper spray, the man starts twitching, as if the pain sensation is coming back.
Whipping out the medical tricorder and scanning, find out what the hell's going on in there.
So that would be another part of your next control and medicine check, then, please. And this will feed into Ori's observation, and Ori remembers from that 3 successes he just rolled. So give you the
Another
opportunity.
2 successes.
Another 2. Okay. So between the 2 of them, Bertram observes that even though he gave this guy a really, really strong painkiller, there's still pain responses going off inside the brain. And when Bertram scans the man's brain, considering it should be in a dormant state, he's unconscious, he's been sedated, his cerebral activity should be low as a result, but it's not. Especially his pain centers are showing an incredible spike, which should not happen. And this does it does ring a vague bell that there was a medical file that you remember studying about an invasive organism which did attack humanoid nervous systems. And the organism was responsible for basically turning people mad with pain. This is echoed by Ori, who remembers that there was an incident recorded 106 years ago, actually. The Starship Enterprise, captained by James Kirk at the time, was tracking a historical phenomena which was in the area of space around the Denevan system. There was a spate of cultural collapses spread by some kind of what they called an insanity plague. It had wiped out a number of cultures along a specific route, and the Enterprise, in trying to uncover the cause of this, tracked the likely next destination for this madness plague through the Denevan system, and unfortunately they found that it was the case. Some hostile some alien organism was responsible for attacking the populace of the Denovan colony, and they seem to operate by injecting something into their victim's nervous system, and this material then starts to, almost like jellyfish feelers, then starts to grow feelers down into the subject's nervous system, which then, of course, drives them absolutely potty with pain. But it also inserts subtle messages into the host in order to try and help them propagate the species further. This certainly has the hallmarks of what was called the what was it called? The Denovan pain parasite, I think.
So, do they ever exit the bodies?
And if
so, would that explain what we saw in the other room with the shattered nervous system?
The shattered nervous system would be the final stage kind of thing. When there's no more nervous system to feed on, the creature then gestates inside the host and just leaves it.
Is there any sort of historical record of if there's some were giving off, higher than average energies?
The Denovan system was found to be a regular yellow star.
Okay.
But with the 3 successes you gained, I will give you the information that these the Enterprise found that these organisms were extremely resistant to a lot of things. They were very energy resistant. So phasers at the time did not work very well. Only with sustained continuous fire from multiple phasers would one creature be felled. What found worked against them was ultraviolet light. But right now, that's going to be very difficult for you to get at.
Okay. Ultraviolet light. And apparently they're not affected by X-rays.
Apparently not. Somebody just opened a door just then. Was it Stevens or was it Vibers?
Vibers have been opening doors. So
Yes, you've just opened these doors. These are crew quarters, and you can see bodies inside. These bodies have phaser burns, so they were shot whilst they were asleep.
Oh boy.
Okay. Right.
I was going to say, we can't risk taking these up to the ship, but we need to actually... I need to find a way to keep them stable until we can find a way to, defeat these creatures.
Doctor, how far gone are they?
Scanning the state of their nervous system, see if I can come up with a rough timeline of how long before basically either the nervous system physically collapse or it's been so intense for so long that basically it's burned onto the nervous systems and that overrides their what's it called, like a rational thinking because, on a permanent basis.
These guys have, you would hypothesize, days worth of infiltration into their nervous system. So these guys are pretty far gone, sadly. Even if you could remove the whatever's in their nervous systems, by now their nervous systems have been shredded so much you would have to, even with 24th century technology, rebuilding nerve bundles is extraordinarily difficult work.
So, do these things burrow into people? Are they inhaled? How do they get into you?
I think they're injected through these wounds.
Yeah.
They inject themselves.
Yes.
Yeah. It's in some ways similar to the way a virus works, from what I remember. Just as the virus kind of latches onto a cell and injects a strand of DNA to it, which propagates within the cell until the cell collapses and the new virus are released. This thing seems to inject I remember right, it was basically a prion that kind of like had the simultaneous thing of infiltrating the nervous system to manipulate the host and basically use it as a way to develop its own growth.
Well, what sort of precautions are we going to employ, Doctor?
Well, the good news is you've got EVA suits.
Yeah.
Okay.
What I would like to do is find the medical center. I can't imagine the scientists wouldn't have actually done some work and sort of study these. Maybe they have more information that we can find out. And plus we need to actually, at least from my mind, find a way to actually defeat these things so that we can try and save whoever we can, even if it's going to be very difficult. I'd like to at least try and save any of these people, even if we literally have to find a way to regrow their nervous systems from scratch.
Okay, right. I'm just going to send a message.
Go on.
At which point, based off what we've been told, send a message up to the Navis. Do not accept incoming transporter signals, so transporter requests from this location unless it comes from one of our team.
And with
Quarantine processes.
that is where we are going to leave it for tonight. So we will have to continue this on next week. Next week.
You never hear prions being associated with anything good. They're always the villains.
Always screwing around. Why can't they be more like the benevolent bacteria?
Well, in this
Jaws and
case,
Mad Cow.
is everybody available for the 21st, which is next week?
I am not. I have to work.
Ah, dang it. Are you alright with us carrying on without you, or would you rather delay?
Absolutely.
You're cool.
Let the doctor run my character.
Thank you for tuning in, Suitable Substrate, and thank you for everybody else who tuned in as well. I hope you enjoyed this intriguing little trip down Star Trek nostalgia lane. I was wondering how long it would take some guys to get where we were going with this, but yes. How will they defeat the Deniven neural parasites? We'll have to continue next week and find out. In the meantime, thanks everybody for watching. If you're watching this on YouTube and you enjoyed it, then please consider giving us a like. And if you want to know when we post further videos, then make sure to hit the notification bell as well to get the notification of when we do post our videos. We do Star Trek, but we also do Pathfinder games on Sundays on Twitch only at the moment, but who knows what will happen in the future. In the meantime, I would like to thank my players, as per usual, for making this an extraordinarily entertaining session. And I will also urge everybody to do like the Vulcans do, but in this case, not actually put a research base on a planet in front of a brown dwarf doing probably dodgy research to do with a brown dwarf star, but instead engage in infinite diversity and infinite combinations to also live long and prosper. And I will see you all next week when we continue this little story. So toodle-hoos all, take care of yourselves, treat each other with respect and kindness, because hell's bells, it's wacky out there right now. Hailing frequencies are now closed.